Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin wassalatu wassalamu ala mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallim. Saya bagi pihak majlis mengalu-alukan kehadiran para pelajar, guru-guru dan pegawai-pegawai bahagian pendidikan menengah mara untuk webinar sesi keempat program Skor A* Chemistry Igcse 2021 berkenaan tajuk Acid, Bases and Salt yang dianjurkan oleh unit kimia bahagian pendidikan menengah mara. Sebelum kita meneruskan majlis, suka untuk saya mengumumkan kepada semua pelajar, anda boleh menggunakan ruangan Q&A untuk sebarang pertanyaan mengenai topik webinar pada hari ini. Untuk makluman, sesi ini juga akan direkodkan oleh tim teknikal dan boleh ditonton semula nanti. Link kehadiran akan diberikan pada akhir slot ini nanti. Bagi memulakan majlis pada hari ini, marilah kita bersama-sama membaca Al-Fatihah. Semoga program ini berjalan lancar dan juga diberkati oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. InsyaAllah. Al-Fatihah. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Alhamdulillah, syukur kehadrat Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dengan limpah dan kurnianya webinar Skor A* Chemistry Igcse 2021 dapat dilaksanakan pada hari ini. Selamat datang kami ucapkan kepada penceramah kita yang berbahagia Cikgu Nur Azieda Azahari, guru kimia dari MRSM Kuala, Klawang. Beliau merupakan seorang guru kimia yang sangat berpengalaman bermula dari tahun beliau berkhidmat iaitu pada tahun 2011 sehingga sekarang. Tanpa berlengah masa lagi, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berbahagia Cikgu Nur Azieda Azahari bagi berkongsi ilmu dengan kita pada hari ini. Dengan segala hormatnya, majlis mempersilakan.
Alright, thank you MC. Assalamualaikum, very good morning. Okay. So, thank you. I'm so pleased to have all of you today for my session. Okay, so we will proceed, okay, with discussion focusing on Cambridge International Examination, extracting, okay, acid, base and salts. Okay, so first of all, I would like you to have your pen, your red pen, and also your calculator. Okay, why? Because when we want to learn and revise our topic, so all of this accessory is very required for us, okay, to make your focus. And also if you like, because it's early in the morning and it looks sunny in my place, so you can have your cup of coffee if you like, okay, just put beside you, okay, to help you up to stay alert. All right, so straight to our main focus today about acid, base and salts. So if you can see from this first slide, okay, this is the 4 main important, okay, part in the acid, base and salts. Okay, the 8.1 which I simplify it. Okay, so the 8.1 is the characteristic properties of acid and bases, and 8.2 is you have to learn about types of oxides. And then 8.3, you have to learn about preparation of salts. And the last part is identification of ions and gases. Okay, so we'll proceed. Okay, if you have already downloaded the notes that I given for you, okay, so in my slide and in your notes, they have it. Okay, so do not worry. All right, and here, when you want to learn new things, the most important part is you have to know the definition. Okay, apalah kita belajar sekalipun, kalau tak kenal tu tak cinta. Cewah kan, tak adalah. Alright, so here, okay, in your notes as well, I already posted. Okay, so here is the definition. When we're talking about definition for acid and bases in IGCSE, okay, the terms here, if you can see here, okay, acids are proton donors. All right, so here is the very important terms that you have to know. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok, okay, slide by slide, how you can dig out what is actually why we classify acid or define acid as proton donor. If you want, okay, here you can make a slide because I just put the definition of acid. Okay, I want you, okay, so that you still alert with me. Okay, so make a column. So here we have the acid punya column, and here you can jot down, okay, for the bases punya definition, what is strong bases, what is strong weak bases. Okay, so if you see here acid as proton donor, so bases is vice versa. So if acid are proton donor, so bases are proton acceptor. Okay, so you jot down here. Okay, I'm not writing down because I want you to stay alert with me. All right, and then we learn acid, and then we have to know the category. Okay, they have two category, which is as strong acid and strong acid and weak acid. Therefore, it's also for bases, it has strong bases and weak bases. So what is the means by strong? Strongs mean completely dissociate. Okay, when it's dissolving in water, it's completely dissociate. Completely dissociate into what? Into ions. And why is ion? For acid, it dissociate into hydrogen's ion. Okay, completely dissociate for strong acid. So strong base completely dissociate into hydroxide ion. Okay, so you jot down here. Okay, and then for the weak acid, if you see the strong is completely, for weak, okay, is partially dissociate. Okay, again, into ions when dissolving in water. So acid it dissociate into hydrogen ions. For the weak bases, is dissociate into hydroxide ion. Okay, and so here you have the examples. Okay, we can look through another slide in more details. All right, so here again, okay, just now we have know the definition. Now we want to see what is the examples. Okay, usually the examples here, okay, you can see, okay, we have acid. What is the name of the salt involved? What is the ions? And then we have the examples, okay, to make you clearly what is acid, what is bases. All right, so here also in your notes it has, okay, so I'm not into long here, okay, because we have a lot of more details that we want to discuss. All right, so here I just brief through the hydrochloric acid. Okay, you know by your heart, still your form 1, okay, HCl, and then the salt is chloride, okay, and the ions for chloride is Cl minus, and the examples is hydrochloric acid, or other than that sodium chloride, okay, so the chloride. Okay, when we talking about acid, nanti dia akan relate juga dengan salt, nanti kita akan tengok. And then here, okay, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and ethanoic acid, all are monoprotic acid. Okay, ada 3 jenis acid which is monoprotic, diprotic, and triprotic. So what is the difference? Okay, oh, sorry, triprotic acid. Okay, so monoprotic, diprotic, and then triprotic. What is the difference? Is the dissociation of hydrogen ion. Okay, so monoprotics mean 1 hydrogen ion, diprotics mean 2 hydrogen ion, triprotics mean 3 hydrogen ions. Okay, it has in their molecule. All right, here, okay, when we're talking about acid, base, and salt, we can't run related to the salt. Okay, so hydrogen ion produced by acid replaced by other positive ion, which is metal ion or ammonium ion. So this is very important. Okay, we know in acid we have hydrogen ions. Okay, this is in acid. Okay, so in acid, so when the hydrogen ion in acid replaced by other metals ion or ammonium ion, so therefore we are producing salt. Okay, so here is one example. I have acid, which is hydrochloric acid, HCl, if you can see. Okay, so when it reacts with sodium hydroxide, The salt produced is sodium chloride when hydrochloric acid react with metals. So this is metals, this is alkali or bases, okay? Okay, and then it becomes zinc chloride. This is our salt lah. Okay, the salt produced. Okay, and then when we talking about acid react with metal carbonate. Okay, with metal carbonate, you see magnesium. The example is magnesium carbonate. So you produce magnesium chloride. And then if you react acid with metal oxide, okay, so the salt produced is copper chloride. When acid react with ammonia, okay, you just tambah sini. So my slide is missing here. Okay, let me ammonia. Okay. All right. So ammonia react with acid. So ammonia chloride. All right. So again, okay, when we're talking about acid, kita dah tahu definition. We know that acid when we replace the hydrogen ion in acid with metals ion or ammonium ion, so it becomes salt. And then this is the types of reaction. Okay, I can simplify it here. Okay, reaction of acid, acid with metals, with bases alkali, metal carbonate, okay, and metals, make sure you know it is react with reactive metals, okay, reactive metals, right, okay, and then also when we're talking about acid, it also have the reaction of bases, okay, so reaction for bases is bases and acid again, so we can call it is a neutralization reaction, okay, you learned it already. And then other than for the reaction of bases is alkali and ammonium salt, okay, so this is examples, all right, okay, and then this is the important parts, this is very important, okay, the tips here. If you want to get the definition in IGCSE punya question, so you have to answer this definition by using the proton donor for the acid, for the base is proton acceptor. Okay, so here, if you see here, acid are protons donor. Okay, we know that they ionize the solution producing hydrogen ion. So the hydrogen ion itself that make the solution acidic. So the pH here is become 1 until 6. Okay, so it depends whether the acid is strong acid or strong base. All right, and then for the bases, okay, again, this the teacher highlight and see. Let me find my highlighter here. Okay, so this is proton donor for acid, and then for bases, it must be you have to define. Nanti kita akan tengok question how you can tackle the question. Okay, so the bases, the definition must be proton acceptor. Why? Because we know that the bases, when they ionize in solution, it produces hydroxide ion. So the hydroxide ion itself that make the solution alkaline. So here we have like the pH more than 7 lah. 7 is neutral. So 8 to the 14. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok lagi. Alright, again, okay, kita dah discuss tadi strong acid and strong base. It's just that I give you notes here. Okay, it's just that what I want to emphasize in this slide. Okay, make sure you know about the strong acid ionized completely, okay, and then a very low pH, and then here is the examples: hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. Okay, if you see here, ni yang teacher kata tadi, monoprotic acid. So here is the example of monoprotic acid, and then here is the example of diprotic acid. Okay, the number of hydrogen ions in the molecule. Okay. All right, so weak acid, okay, so again for the weak bases, so the most important part is partially ionized. Okay, here I want to emphasize about the examples. Okay, you have like ethanoic acid for the weak acid. For the weak bases, you have like aqueous ammonia for the examples, right? Okay, so again, this is just examples of dissociation of the weak acid and the weak bases. Okay, we have that propanoic acid. If you see, okay, what is important when they dissociate is referring by the reversible equilibrium arrow. Why? Sebab dia adalah partially dissociate. Okay, partially dissociate. Alright. So if you see, you know, okay, whether how you can write down the equation for the weak acid and for the weak bases. Okay, it's also in your notes. Okay. Alright. Ni yang penting. Okay, the tips here. Okay, when we talking about acid and alkali, okay, the reaction, okay, you must know by your heart the indicators required. Okay, so here, okay, in this slide, okay, saya tak ada kan, tak ada, so tolong kalau jot down dekat near your notes ke, okay, whether you print out my notes or you have your notes beside you, you just like a jot down, okay, why? Because it's very important. You have to know the indicator used, okay, for the acid and alkali in this topic. Okay, usually we know that litmus paper since your primary school, okay, for the blue and red. Okay, the color of indicator ni adalah untuk color neutral when the indicator in the neutral state, okay, ataupun di dalam neutral solution. Okay, so maksudnya di dalam neutral punya solution lah. Okay, so litmus paper if there is blue, so kalau kata acid it turns to red. Ni kita dah tahu kan. Okay, so kalau kata dia blue tu memang dia alkaline, dia stay in blue color. Okay, for litmus paper red, for kalau kata dia in the acidic solution, so like you have like your beaker and then you have your litmus paper, okay, your litmus paper. I'm sorry if my drawing is not very nice. Okay, all right. So and then you dip it, okay, you dip in the solution. So if you see when you're using red litmus paper and it's still red, so therefore the solution is acidic. Okay, if you put the red litmus paper and make sure when you want to test, you must be moist. Okay, not dry. Okay, moist litmus paper. Okay, just like basahkan sikit. Okay, moist red litmus paper when you want to test, okay, the solution. Okay, and then if your red turn to blue, baiknya red to blue, so the solution is alkaline. This is how I remember. It's up to you how you remember your litmus paper. And then we have the metal orange. Ni jarang tanya, tapi kalau dia keluar, kalau tak tahu, nangis nanti. Okay, sayang satu markah. Alright, so metal orange, kata nama pun metal orange. So when it is in neutral, okay, so the color is orange. But when the metal orange in acidic is turn colorless. Okay, when, sorry, salah, dah terbalik dah teacher ni. Wait, itulah dia. Laju sangat. Red, okay, sabar. Okay, metal orange, okay, when in acidic is warna red. Okay, nampaklah macam jahat kan, jahat acidic garang. Okay, and then the alkaline, okay, so metal orange when in alkaline solution is turned to yellow. Okay, yellow. Alright, so ni kena ingat. Alright, and then ni selalu kita guna in our laboratory, okay, usually in titration, okay, method, okay, neutralization reaction, okay, phenolphthalein. So in neutral, okay, in neutral is colorless, and same with in the acidic solution. Ini yang kena hati-hati once you use phenolphthalein kalau reaction acid dengan alkali. Phenolphthalein as indicator. So mesti hati-hati kalau kata awak disuruh untuk buat practical. Okay, so the first drop of the acid kalau di dalam kita punya conical flask tu adalah alkali. Okay, so let's say, so the first drop when it change from pink, kalau kata alkaline kita dalam conical flask kita letak alkaline, so it's pink color, and then we want to know the neutral point. Okay, the neutral point. Okay, so make sure the first drop when it turns to colorless, then stop the blue red. Okay, so maksudnya the volume of the acid tu dah cukup. That is the neutral point. Okay, for the reaction. Okay, sebab dia apa? The color dia sama ni. So kena hati-hati. And then this one selalu keluar dalam question. Nanti kalau tak percaya tengok pada saya punya question tu yang saya sediakan. So for about universal indicator, ramai budak selalu tak ingat ni. Okay, so universal indicator di dalam neutral solution is green color. Okay, green color. And then if you see here, adanya red, orange, yellow kalau dalam acidic. So I can define it. Okay, so the red ni for the like they are increasing their pH. Okay, so maksudnya kalau red maybe 1 or 2. Okay, maksudnya strong acid. So kalau kata universal indicator in the strong acid, so warna dia red. Okay, and then kalau kata getting slowly to the weak acid, so it's become orange and yellow. So nampak tak color tu makin macam faded. Okay, so it's like going from strong acid to weak acid. Same goes to the universal indicator in alkaline. If you starting, you see that greenish blue, okay? So it's like weak alkali. Sebab apa? Sebab pH dia kita start dengan pH 8, okay? And then kita kepada pH 14. Alright, so Okay, so the weak alkali going to the strong alkali. Okay, so maksudnya greenish blue, blue ke violet. So violet ni mungkin untuk pH 11, pH 12. Okay, alright. Lama pula kat sini. Alright, done. Okay, so another sampailah kepada 8.2 types of oxide. Ini kadang-kadang budak terlepas pandang. Okay, pelajar. Alright, so here when you talking about chemistry, awak tak boleh lari dengan periodic table awak. Because apa? Periodic table ni macam abang kata tulang belakang. Tulang belakang di samping dengan calculation. Calculation maksudnya awak kena ada calculator. Okay, alright, so here you have your periodic table. Alright, so you have to know, okay, your periodic table. The left hand side usually for the metal, so the blue, the like this is like blue, light blue color here. Okay, so this is the metal parts in your periodic table, and then you have like deep macam royal blue color dia kan. Ni royal blue ni. Okay, I make it star. Okay, so this is the metalloids punya elements. Okay, and then when the yellow one is the non-metal. So the yellow one is the non-metal. If you see here up here, okay, the basic oxide is for the left hand side, and then the acidic oxide is the right hand side. Apa benda basic oxide and acidic oxide ni? So for those yang rasa macam was-was, kena belajar oxide. Yes, it has. Okay, dalam acid, bases and salt, ini adalah salah satu subtopic. Okay, we look through here. Okay, so in oxide, type oxide ni ada 4 jenis, which is 4 types. Okay, so we look through first the acidic oxide. Okay, so what is acidic oxide? Okay, acidic oxide form when non-metals element, okay, so I put it NM, okay, react dengan oxygen. NM tu means non-metal, okay. Alright, so non-metal react dengan oxygen, okay, so it classified as acidic oxide, and usually they react with bases. Okay, kenapa? Nama dia pun acidic. So kalau dia acidic, dia boleh react dengan base or alkali to form salt and water ni, as we know that the reaction previously. Okay, and then when they dissolve in water, they produce acidic solution with a low pH. So kalau maksud low pH ni, which is like a strong apa kalau low pH. So like kalau kata kita tahu low pH 1 sampai 6 and 7 is neutral. Okay, so it's a strong acidic. Alright, the most important part is you know the examples, some examples of acidic oxide, which is sulfur dioxide ataupun silicon dioxide. Nah, ini common yang selalu ditanya. Okay, so just your concept, you must know acidic oxide, non-metal react dengan oxygen. So the properties of acidic oxide, it can react with bases or alkali. Right, itu adalah yang pertama. Alright, yang kedua, types yang kedua, which is basic oxide. So what is basic oxide? Kalau tadi kita ada non-metal react dengan oxygen, you look through here. Metals react dengan oxygen. Tada! Okay, so metals react dengan oxygen, so you have basic oxide. If you patah balik kepada your punya periodic table, there you can like get the picture why we put the basic oxide on the left hand side, and acidic oxide on the right hand side. Okay, so again, kalau kita sebut pasal basic oxide, okay, basic oxide, so kalau basic bermaksud dia boleh react dengan acid, okay, to form salt and water lah. Okay, and then dissolve water to produce basic solution. Okay, basic solution. So with high pH lah, basic solution means 8 to 14 lah. Okay, 8 to 14. And then the most common examples like sodium oxide, okay, ataupun magnesium oxide or other metals react that oxygen. Ini adalah examples. Okay, boleh. Alright, so next, number 3. Number 3 oxide is neutral oxide. So neutral oxide, nama pun neutral. So it does not react with acid or bases. It's just a neutral. They stand alone there. Okay, does not react. Okay, dia memang dia sajalah. Okay, dia does not react dengan acid, dia tak react dengan bases. So examples for the neutral oxide is contohnya nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide. Okay, so the examples ni kalau awak ingat, it help you in your remembering your concept, and as well it help you in your answering question. Kejap lagi kita akan tengok question, how you can tackle this question. You can kill it. Okay, the question for this topic. And then the last one is amphitheatric. Ni Kunsa. Wah, kenapa kunsa amphoteric? Because it can behave as both acidic oxide and basic oxide. Dia ada dua-dua. Bermaksud kalau kita kata dia tu acidic oxide, dia boleh react dengan alkali base. Kalau dia tu basic oxide, dia can react dengan acid. So dua-dua pun dia boleh react. So the most common for the amphitheatric oxide, here I have zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. So zinc oxide ZnO, and then aluminium oxide. Ta-da! Okay, so here I have the examples of the reaction of aluminium oxide. We know that aluminium oxide is amphoteric oxide. Okay, so it can react with bases and it can react with acid. Okay, so here is the examples. So, ta-da! How? Kenapa budak selalu kata, teacher, how is it, how to remember? Okay, I just like drawing some like illustration how I'm using this for myself. Okay, so how I can remember for my oxide ada 4, so basic, acidic, amphoteric and neutral. So here I can summarize, okay, for the type of oxide. Okay, so basic is like metal react dengan oxygen. So when we're talking about basic oxide, it can react with, maksud kalau basic dia akan react dengan dengan react apa? Dengan acid. Kalau acidic oxide, it can react dengan base. Okay, so yang ini non-metal react dengan oxygen. Okay, so the example here. Amphoteric bermaksud it can react with acid, it can react dengan alkali ataupun base. Okay, and then neutral. Neutral ni, water tu neutral lah. Okay, saya just add on. Okay, for the example. Alright, come here. The one of the sampai sok-sok je macam dengar sok je macam debar kan. No, you don't have to be debar. Okay, you just keep yourself, I can kill this question of sok. Okay, you keep motivate yourself. Why? Bila kita motivate diri kita, kita boleh buat. Okay, bila kita takut tu yang jadi macam confused nak buat ke tak. You have to go, you have to do. You are in the middle of the war, you just take whatever weapon you have, you just try on. Okay, so for salt, apa yang kita kena tahu pasal salt? Okay, I know it's like a little bit extra memorizing. Okay, a little bit extra memorizing. Alright, so look through here. Okay, I tableize it. Okay, for the salt. Okay, you have to know when we're talking about salt, ada 2 types. Which is soluble, I put it SS, and insoluble salt, IS. Okay, which is soluble, dissolving. Insoluble, it has precipitate. It has precipitate, PPT. Okay, kalau dalam exam, kalau kata you want to write precipitate, please write down eja kena penuh. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok pada question. Alright, so you have like here, okay, sodium, potassium, ammonia. This is garam anak. Okay, in if you learn in your school or teachers always, kalau kalian dengar mesti garam anak. What anak? Ammonia, sodium, potassium, garam anak. Okay, all the garam anak is soluble. Okay, tak kisahlah dia dengan garam anak nitrates ke, garam anak chlorides ke, garam anak sulfates ke. Okay, so all are soluble. And then we have salts that are nitrate salts, which is N3 minus 1. Okay, alright. And then all nitrates also. Okay, tak kisahlah dia magnesium nitrate ke, zinc nitrate ke, lead nitrate ke. So all are soluble as. Okay, and then ethanoates. Jarang nak dengar ni. So actually ethanoate salts is CH3COO minus 1. This is the formula for ethanoates salt. Okay, so let's say I have like sodium acetate, which is sodium acetate, kita just tambah add on sodium lah. Okay, so sodium react dengan ethanoates ni, so dapat sodium acetate nama dia. Okay, so ethanoates salts usually all are soluble. Okay, ni jarang ditanya. Okay, yang ini yang penting juga. Okay, so teacher highlight kan yang teacher star kan ni. Okay, so you get take down, jot down. Alright, so the chloride salt is Cl minus. Okay, so most of the soluble chloride is soluble, but dia has like 3. Tolong tambah sini mercury. Okay, mercury. Allah tulisan mercury. Okay, Hg. Okay. Alright, tambah Kalau sini kita panggil dia Cik Pah. Kenapa Cik Pah? Sebab nak ingat, okay, tadi anak, okay, garam anak is soluble. So Cik Pah. Cik, kenapa Cik? Cik sebab chloride C, Cik. Okay, Cik Pah. This is lead chloride, silver chloride, mercury chloride, Cik Pah. Okay, so the 3 Cik Pah ni insoluble. Maksud dia akan jadi precipitate. Alright, and then we have sulfate salt. Okay, sulfate salt. Okay, you mostly are soluble but ada 3 ketul sulfate ni. Pantai cahaya bulan ataupun pi baca. Okay, teacher panggil dia pantai cahaya bulan. Kenapa? Oh, lama tak pergi pantai kan? Oh, tak adalah. Okay, this is how I remember. It's up to you how you remember. Okay, okay. So remembering is your own. Okay, so whatever is easy for you to remember, just go on. Okay, this sulfate. So teacher ingat, oh, pantai cahaya bulan. So what is pantai cahaya bulan? So the lead, the calcium and the barium. This is the 3 stooges yang dia insoluble salt. Okay, kalau Syekpah tadi 3 stooges dia lead, silver, mercury. Kalau sulfate, pantai cahaya bulan, 3 stooges the insoluble salt. Alright, and then the carbonate. Again, we know that the carbonate, okay, almost the carbonate, all the carbonate metals that react with carbonates, ions are insoluble. Contohnya magnesium carbonate ke, zinc carbonate ke. So all the metals, but for, as I said, garam anak carbonate, okay, anak which is ammonia carbonate, sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, all are soluble. Okay, and then hydroxide. Okay, hydroxide. The last one. Okay, so most are insoluble, but they have to sodium, potassium and calcium. This one slightly, calcium ni dia special sikit calcium hydroxide slightly soluble. Okay, ini extra lah. Okay, yang ini teacher star ni is a common one. Okay, so ethanoate and hydroxide for your extra. Okay, let's say kalau keluar you dah tahu dah what is the salt. Okay, whether it's soluble, apa yang insoluble. Alright, tada! So, bila kita dah kenal salt kita, we want to make our salt. Macam ayam lah. Kita dah kena ayam, kita nak buat ayam masak merah. Tak adalah. Okay, saja je. Okay, so making salt. Okay, so it's possibilities. So we know salt has 2 types, insoluble or soluble. So now we want to make it. How the methods, how the reaction preparing the salt. Okay, so look through here. Okay, I just like put a big picture. Okay, so that you as a student, susahnya banyaknya nak ingat, No. It's like you have your technique. It's like you summarize in a big picture, so it will guide you in your examination. Okay, so we look here satu-satu sini. Okay, kita dah tahu tadi salt kita whether is soluble or insoluble. Okay, paling senang kalau kata salt tu adalah insoluble, IS. Okay, there is one method which we call it precipitation method. Kejap lagi kita akan tengok detail. Ini just like I want to show you the big story. Macam mana kita nak buat salt. Okay, so kalau kata kita nak buat insoluble salt, senang. Kita mix 2 solution, 2 suitable salt. Okay, bila kita kata mix with this 2 solution ni, okay, it must be soluble salt react dengan soluble salt, then you produce insoluble salt. Sebenarnya ini dia punya equation dia. Okay, I know your teacher pun dah always ingatkan awak. Okay, so kalau nak buat insoluble salt, 2 suitable salt. Apa itu 2 suitable salt? Mesti wajib daripada soluble salt plus soluble salt, and then you got your insoluble. Ini yang datangnya precipitate. Okay, the solid form. Okay, your crystal form here. Okay, and then how you dah dapat dah, nampak dah, dah ada crystal lah teacher. Dah ada precipitate lah teacher, how we can take it. So then the next process is filter of the salt. Lepas filter kita dry, okay, rinse dulu, okay. Sebab apa? Kita tak nak all the impurities, the excess acid ke, the excess other salt ke, rinse and then dry, okay. So nanti kita akan tengok kejap lagi. Alright, ini saja illustration besar saja dulu. Alright, and then kalau kata ni kalau macam kalau dah tadi insoluble, senangnya soluble tambah soluble dapat insoluble. But let's say your salt is soluble. Okay, so this is soluble salt. So dia ada sedikit sahaja extra jalan dia. Okay, the ways dia. Alright, so you have to know, does the metal react with dilute acid? Kenapa kita nak buat salt kita? So metals tu daripada yang kita nak buat lah, okay. Kita kata dulu, kita check dulu. Metal react dengan dilute acid tak? Kalau kata the metals tu react dengan acid, so is it whether it's safe? Okay, kalau dia safe maksudnya kalau kita react tu tak meletup, tak explode, tiba-tiba terpecik semua, tu bahayalah. Okay, so when we talking about experimenting skill ataupun kita buat eksperimen, so it must be the safety precaution is the number 1. Okay, so kena hati-hati. Alright, so if it's safe, so kita boleh add, okay, add excess metals to the acid and then filter off the excess metal. Ada soalan tanya nanti, kejap lagi kita tengok. Why you add excess metal? Kenapa kita tak add excess acid? There is the reason here. Okay, why we add excess metal to the acid? We want to make sure all the acid that we have, is already react with our metal. Okay, because apa? Metal tu kita boleh filter. Sebab metal tu kita boleh filter. Okay, so usually the metal is the in solid state. Okay, and then the next process is crystallization process. So crystallization process ni kita akan tengok nanti. Kena heat and then kita evaporate until it's saturated and then kita pergi kepada rinse and then drying process. Nanti kejap lagi kita akan tengok. Okay, the process of crystallization tu. Let's say the metal cannot, dia tak react pun dengan dilute acid. Okay, so proses seterusnya, so kita tengok pula kalau kata metal oxide ataupun metal carbonate tu soluble in water. Let's say kalau metal oxide atau metal carbonate tu tak soluble in water. No, dia tampak ni. No, dia tak soluble in water. Ni saya teacher tulis tak insoluble in water. Tak insoluble dengan H2O. Okay, insoluble in water. So we add excess metal or metal oxide or carbonate tadi, and then kita filter the excess solid, and then proses seterusnya adalah proses crystallization. Let's say kalau metal oxide dengan metal carbonate tu soluble in water. Okay, so soluble in water. So kita just titrate the metal hydroxide with acid, and then proses seterusnya adalah crystallization. Okay, so you got a big picture. Now we want to see the details, how you make your salt. Alright, so first thing, okay, here ada dua methods for soluble salt. Ada dua method. Okay, so here the first method, okay, untuk buat soluble salt. So I put here S besar. Okay, S besar. Okay, adding acid to solid metal or base or carbonate. Okay, so just adding. Okay, we have to see step by step. Ini kalau soalan procedure. Okay, kalau soalan paper 6, kalau yang last kali tu, nombor 4. Okay, kalau kata dia suruh buat procedure. So you have to write down what apparatus you are required to do, and then what is the amount of the reactants that you use. This is very important. When talking about procedure, itu sangat penting. Okay, the apparatus, okay, the apparatus and the materials. Okay, materials tu dari segi measurement dia lah, sukatan dia. Okay, so katalah kita ada method yang pertama adalah adding acid. Nampak tak acid? Kenapa acid? Sebab kita tahu salt ni adalah replacement of hydrogen ion with metal ion ataupun ammonium ion. Okay, so ada acid lah. Okay, so here heat acid until warm. Okay, and then add metal ataupun base ataupun metal carbonate. Okay, stirring. Ini perkataan terms that is very crucial. Okay, penting. Kalau kata awak menulis menjawab soalan prosedur, inilah ayat-ayat perkataan-perkataan, the words that examiner searching for. Heat the acid until warm. Stir constantly. Okay, and then I illustrate here. Okay, sebab apa kita tak masuk makmal. Okay, so we have to like visualize. Okay, is this diagram can help kalau student tu jenis yang nak visual. Okay, yang nampak. Okay, so we have the beaker. Okay, we add the insoluble metal carbonate dalam kepada kita punya acid, dan acid kita warm. Okay, kita heat it up. Okay, Bunsen burner. And then yang kedua kita filter to remove the excess base. Filter ni adalah perkataan-perkataan yang kami cari. Okay, transfer to the evaporating dish ataupun evaporating basin. Ni maksudnya ini apparatus. Okay, and then kita filter here, and then you have your residue. Okay, ni nampak ni tersekat-sekat ni. Ni kita punya residue, and then we have our filtrate in the beaker, and then from the filtrate we want to do the crystallization. Kenapa? Ini sebab soluble. Okay, dia larut, garam larut. Okay, so kita transfer kita punya filtrate tadi, our salt. Okay, filtrate ni adalah kita punya salt, and then put it in evaporating basin ataupun crucible ataupun evaporating dish, and then the next step is evaporating. Okay, evaporating the water from the solution using Bunsen burner until the crystal appear. Okay, and then we start crystallization to make the crystal form. Okay, here you can see here the crystal is formed. Alright, and then bila kata kita dah dapat crystal form and then the solution dried. Okay, and then we remove and allow the filtrate to dry. Okay, dry. Okay, remove the evaporating basin to ataupun the dish tadi, ataupun we just leave it and then make it dry. Then tada! Is this your soluble salt as in crystal form. Okay, itu baru method pertama, method A. And then we have method B for preparing soluble salt. Okay, method B, which is reacting dilute acid and alkali. This is titration. If you see here, titration. And then the reaction is neutralization reaction. Okay, alright, this is titration. Alright, so again, when we talking about procedure, mesti ada apparatus, mesti ada material. Okay, so add alkali and indicator to the chemical flask. Okay, ini yang penting. Sebab itulah kalau kata awak guna phenolphthalein, you have to make sure you know the changes of your indicator. Teacher tadi guna phenolphthalein ni tiba-tiba jadi merah. Sepatutnya bukan merah. Sepatutnya kalau kata ini phenolphthalein tadi, it must be changed. Kalau kita letak acid, this is alkali asal warna pink, and then if you put acid drop by drop until it neutralize, so sepatutnya pink to colorless. Ini saja je color ni. Okay, jangan pula teacher guna merah. Tak. Okay, you have to know your indicator. Whether you using universal indicator ke, phenolphthalein ke, metal orange, you have to know your indicator dekat dalam solution acid warna apa, dalam neutral warna apa, dalam alkali warna apa. Okay, so then you know how you can explain for the changes, and then you got your exact point ataupun exact volume for the acid react dengan alkali. Okay, so and then add acid, then adding, okay, pour, boleh perkataan pour pun boleh. Okay, and then acid to the burette. Okay, add the acid, pour the acid in the burette, and then add acid to the alkali slowly until the indicator change color. Okay, jangan pula cakap teacher tadi guna pink tiba-tiba jadi merah. No, it's just a color. I just want to pick a color. Okay, kalau kata phenolphthalein, kalau kata neutral, means must be pink to colorless lah sampailah neutral point kita. Okay, alright, and then what happened? Okay, and then awak dah dapat dah tadi your punya salt tadi, and then ni kan dah dapat salt kita. Okay, so the correct volume of acid adding with the correct volume of alkali, then you got your salt, soluble salt, and then you transfer the solution to evaporating basin ataupun evaporating dish, crucible, and then heat partially until evaporate the water, and then until the crystal form. Until the crystal form. Ini perkataan ni sangat penting. Until the crystal form ni. Okay, sangat penting evaporate until the crystal form. Ni pun tips ni, okay. And then remove the evaporating, and then you filter and dry, okay, rinse and dry. Okay, habis. Okay, untuk method B, untuk for preparation of soluble salt. And then we proceed with how we can make insoluble salt. So this is insoluble salt. Tadi kan teacher kata ada satu je, which is precipitation method. Okay, so the method is one precipitation reaction with two soluble reactant. Ini yang teacher kata tadi. Kalau nak buat insoluble, soluble plus soluble salt dapat insoluble, and we have a byproduct. Okay, ini kita punya byproduct. This is our byproduct. Okay, so again how it can do, again mesti ingat you have to write down your apparatus and then the volume of the material used. Okay, it's just kalau kata yang ini hanyalah sekadar untuk awak punya inference. Okay, inference. Okay, how dia punya steps by steps. Okay, sebab apa soalan ada? Step by step how you prepare salt ada soalan Okay, so add soluble salt to water and mix, ataupun kita dah siapkan soluble salt kita A, soluble salt kita B, and you just react it to soluble salt tadi, and then kita mix lah. Okay, mix, and then ini perkataan stir ni penting. Okay, stir, and then you filter to remove the precipitate from the mixture. Okay, sebab apa? Sekarang precipitate ini dah kita punya salt. Sebab apa? Kita nak buat insoluble salt. Okay, so our precipitate tu dekat mana? Dekat residue. Nanti ada pula orang student tak tahu. Okay, yang terperangkap dekat kita punya filter paper ni adalah residue. So the residue will be our punya insoluble salt. Okay, and then kita filter funnel and then wash the precipitate. Okay, kenapa kita wash the precipitate ni? Kenapa wash? Maksudnya ini adalah rinse. Okay, rinsing. Rinse. Okay, kita wash the precipitate with distilled water supaya all the excess tadi, yang byproduct tadi dah dialirkan. Okay, so we want the pure kita punya insoluble salt sahaja. So kita rinse, okay, and then clean the precipitate, okay, rinse, and then kita masuklah proses dry. Okay, it's just like ini hanya kalau kata teacher boleh ke dry dekat bawah matahari? Yes, can. Okay, kalau kata ini it's just like one of the other methods. Okay, you dry your insoluble salt in the oven. Okay, kalau kata you doesn't have oven, okay, you put under the sun. Okay, tapi akan ambil masa lah because it's required of evaporation process kan, lambat sikit. Okay, alright. So and then tada, you got your insoluble salt. Okay, so this is how the method of precipitation to prepare insoluble salt. Alright. Okay, so here is some exam tips. Okay, some exam tips. So how you select your method of preparation? First, you must know your method of preparation, and then bila dah tahu method preparation kita kena tahu kita ni nak buat soluble salt ke insoluble salt. Okay, and then if the soluble, okay, so kalau kita tahu dia adalah soluble S, so ada dua method A or B, tadi kita dah tengok. Okay, and then kalau kata kita nak buat insoluble, is just using the precipitation method. Okay, ini exam tips. Alright, here sambung pula dah yang keempat. Oh, lamanya tu. Okay, ini paling best. Kenapa? It's related to the testing of chemicals. Okay, you put and then you see what happened, and then if you test the flame of metal ions, okay, here kita akan belajar how, okay, kita revise, bukanlah belajar, you already have known, okay, kita just nak ingatkan balik. Okay, so here is the test of aqueous cation. Okay, yang penting. Okay, so here we have aluminium. Kalau kita tengok sini, kalau teacher lah kan. Okay, kalau color ni senang. Okay, kalau chromium is green, okay, copper is light blue, iron 2 is green, iron 3 is brown. Okay, tak ada cara selain mengingat. Okay, kalau tak ingat memang tak boleh jawab. Sebab itulah dia kata salt tu susah. No, it's not susah. It's just up to you. Okay, you have to remember. Okay, you have to remember. Okay, so the transition metal ion tu senang sebab dia ada color. Okay, chromium green color. Okay, and then if you see here we test in this sodium hydroxide. So kalau kata kita test an ion, ada dua testing. First we add we are using sodium hydroxide ataupun we are using aqueous ammonia solution. Okay, NH3. Okay, so ada dua testing. Alright, kenapa kita ada dua testing? Kadang-kadang we want to make sure, we want to confirm whether we got the correct test for the cation. Okay, so I like to highlight every one of you. Okay, ammonia is just like you heat it up and it's produce ammonia. And then ammonia ni adalah gas dia adalah bersifat alkali. Okay, jadi kita akan tengok ammonia punya gas how we can test. Alright, and here teacher nak highlightkan awak. If you see here, aluminium ion, calcium ion and zinc ion. Tiga ketol ni, okay, kalau kita put in sodium hydroxide, tiga-tiga ion ni adalah producing what precipitate. Ini yang cara macam mana kita nak ingat. So I put here, okay, so aluminium, okay, zinc, calcium, okay, alzinccha, okay, when in sodium hydroxide, so both tiga-tiga ni akan ada white precipitate. Okay, so ni teacher buat white je lah. Okay, white. Okay, so this is we put precipitate. Okay, first thing when you test your cation, drop by drop. Jangan terus letak banyak. Kita drop by drop ataupun put 2 ml of sodium hydroxide. Sikit by sikit, drop by drop. Okay, and then you can observe aluminium zinccha, alzinccha, okay, ataupun ikutlah macam mana awak nak hafal. Alzinccha, okay. Both tiga ni akan hasilkan sama. Kalau dalam sodium hydroxide, a liter of sodium hydroxide, they give you what precipitate. And then what happen, okay, when in excess, ini yang kita akan differentiatekan dia. Okay, in excess, okay, let me change the color so that it help you up. Okay, kalau if you see, okay, kalau aluminium soluble, kalau kata calcium insoluble, in excess, kalau zinc soluble. So aluminium and zinc, I just put alzinccha. So what precipitate in excess? It S, I put S, soluble, in excess, soluble. This is IS. Tada! Okay, so kalau kata awak jenis yang susah ingat, dapat je kertas soalan, tulis dulu all the importance test. Kenapa? wajib. Soalan ni kalau kata nanti kalau paper 6 pun wajib. Kita tak bagi ni. Okay. Right, paper 6 pun wajib. So you have to know. Alright, and then what happened? Okay, so dah dapat dah. Okay, Al-Zincca, what precipitate? Kalau kita test dengan sodium hydroxide. And then kalau kata Al-Zincca ni pula. Okay, Al-Zincca. Okay, we put in the little drop of ammonia. Ingat, first thing kalau maksudnya the first observation tu adalah drop by drop. Okay, drop by drop. Okay, so the first drop, okay, the little drop of ammonia. What happened if you see here? Al-Zincca, aluminium white precipitate and zinc pun white precipitate. Sebab tu teacher suka buat sendiri. Okay, so Al-Zincca, zinc ni again, kalau kata drop by drop of ammonia solution, dia akan jadi white precipitate. Okay, white precipitate. Okay, so white precipitate, okay, kita tukar color kita merah balik. Okay, but for the calcium, ada special ni calcium ni, nampak ni. Kalau dekat ammonia, there is no precipitate. Okay, ataupun kalau in excess, kalau very slight white precipitate ini pun kalau dalam excess. Okay, so ini kalau kata a little drop of ammonia, untuk calcium no precipitate. So no precipitate means no change. Awak boleh tulis no change pun boleh. Teacher punya tulisan ni, ya Allah. Sekejap Okay. Okay, cantik sikit kan? Semangatlah kan nak belajar. Okay, so kita tulis cantik. So no precipitate ataupun no change pun boleh. No change. Okay. No change. Alright. So white precipitate kalau kata in a little drop of ammonia. And then kalau bila in excess, ingat sebab tu dah kenapa kita sebab bila kita jawab soalan untuk salt, mesti test tu a little drop of sodium hydroxide atau ammonia, lepas tu kita kena letak in excess. So in excess, if you see, aluminium is insoluble, zinc is soluble. So teacher tulis ni, aluminium insoluble, kalau zinc is soluble. Okay, and then kalau dekat calcium tadi, ni lah calcium tadi very slight was precipitate, dia macam special sikit. Teacher tulis ni special. Okay, tapi apa tu special? Ni lah very slight precipitate. Ini untuk calcium. Okay, so here how I remember Al-Zincca. Okay, Al-Zincca ni kenapa? Sebab test ni bila kita letak dia dalam sodium hydroxide, letak pula dah test with a little drop of sodium hydroxide. Okay, the Al-Zincca, the first little drop of sodium hydroxide again is what it produce white precipitate. And then in excess, Al and zinc is soluble, but Ca, not soluble. Ca, no, tak soluble. Kalau dalam sodium oxide. And then we put, see kalau dalam test untuk ammonia, Al-Zincca. So Al-Zinc white precipitate in little drop of ammonia. Tapi kalau calcium special, ingat kalau dalam ammonia, calcium is special. No precipitate or you can say no change. And then in excess, kalau no. Kalau ammonia, insoluble, IS. Okay, zinc, white and insoluble. Okay, so here, ini yang kena ingat, penting. Kalau tak ingat, tak boleh jawab nanti. Okay, so please memorize. How you memorize is up to you. Everyone I will give you how you memorize. It's up to you. This is how I look through for myself. Macam mana teacher nak ingat. Okay, so up to you. Alright. Boom, tadi kita dah tengok cation. So test for an ion. Ni senang. Okay, test for ion. Teacher ni sangat senang je kan. Okay, tak. You have to motivate yourself, okay? Kalau kata kita senang-senang, okay, insyaAllah boleh senang. Okay, so kita tengok pula an ion. Dah dekat pukul 11, okay? Nak tengok apa? Teacher nak spend masa banyak untuk exercises. Alright, so tengok dekat habis and kita nak tengok revision ni, okay? So carbonate, okay? So you put add dilute acid. Kita tahu carbonate ni sahaja dia akan produce carbon dioxide. Okay, when we talking about carbon dioxide, you test with lime water. Okay, and then it turn cloudy. Okay, and then ini teacher nak tekankan yang 3 ketul ni. COVID baru ini, tak adalah COVID baru ini. This is how I remember. Okay, so actually, okay, so ini adalah test for halide ion. 3 ketul ni adalah untuk test halide ion, okay, halide and ion. So we know that halide ion ni adalah group 17, okay, group 17. COVID baru ini, okay, how we can test the halide ion? Teacher saja je, okay. Sebab nak ingat, okay, COVID baru ini, the step is same. Okay, nitric acid, kita put dilute nitric acid, and then most important thing, then we add silver nitrate. So, teacher pergi kat sini, kita tulis acid nitric And then everyone kita addkan juga dengan silver nitrate. So COVID baru ini, kalau this is halide, how you can test the ion? We put dilute, okay, acidify, dilute nitric acid, and then mesti letak silver nitrate, and then tara, we have 3 color here, white precipitate, 3 color of the precipitate form. Bila kita letak je solution tu, kita tahu dalam tu ada, macam ni kita tahu dalam solution tu ada chloride ion. This is chloride ion. So kita put acidify acid nitric and then silver nitrate. Okay, silver nitrate. COVID baru ini, kalau COVID warna the white. Okay, so white. Okay, and then cream and then yellow. Why COVID U? Teacher saja je. Why COVID U? Okay, kenapa why COVID U? Maksudnya kalau chlorine, white precipitate, bromide, cream precipitate, and then iodide dia akan bagi kita yellow precipitate. Why COVID U? COVID baru ini. Okay, so here 3 ketul ni, okay, 3 ketul ni adalah menggunakan test adding acidified nitric acid dengan silver nitrate. Ingat 3 ketul, halide ion to test halide ion. And then masuk pula yang special, which is nitrate. Okay, teacher tukar color supaya it more you can see the difference. Okay, so nitrate ions. So nitrate ion, you add aqueous sodium hydroxide. Ini best. Awak nampak je dia add sodium hydroxide yang tapi kalau kadang-kadang dia tak perasan yang kalau tak perasan sodium hydroxide ni, tapi ni mesti ada aluminium foil, add aluminium foil and then warm. Add aluminium foil and then warm. So ingat je awak nampak sodium hydroxide letak aluminium foil warm. Oh wah tulisan. Sorry. Kan. Okay, bagi cantik sikit. Okay, sambung-sambung. Okay. So warm. Okay, warm. Okay, kena ingat warm Why? And then nitrate ni bila kita add dengan sodium hydroxide letak aluminium foil and warm. Okay. Eja foil pun dah salah ni. Sekejap nanti kan takut ada yang tiru kan. Teacher Azieda buat foil je salah. Cik tak adalah. Okay. Alright. So foil. Okay. So ingat sodium hydroxide letak aluminium foil warm. Dia akan produce ammonia. Again teacher kata tadi ammonia ni adalah alkali gas. Okay. So you test it with moist red litmus paper turn blue. Nanti kita akan tengok satu slide lagi macam mana kita boleh test ammonia gas ni. Okay. So ingat nitrate, kalau kata untuk test nitrate kita put add sodium hydroxide and aluminium foil warm. Ini cara dia. Okay, this is the test. Okay, and then sulfate. Okay, the last one sulfate. Okay, the last one is sulfate. So sulfate ion, how we can test it? Add barium nitrate. Okay, barium nitrate. Put barium nitrate and then it must be acidify. Okay, ataupun awak letaklah acid nitric boleh, hydrochloric acid boleh. Okay, janji dia acidify. Okay, acidify. And then yang penting kita letak barium nitrate. And then what happen kalau sulfate, barium nitrate. So it give us white precipitate. Kalau white precipitate tu maksudnya confirm dalam solution tu ada sulfate. Okay, so it's just like sulfate ni special. Okay. Boleh ingat, okay. Test dilute hydrochloric acid, warm gently, and then test the presence of sulfur dioxide. Ingat, sulfur dioxide ni bleaching, okay. Sulfur dioxide produced will turn acidified aqueous potassium manganate from purple to colorless, okay. Sifat sulfur dioxide ni adalah bleaching aja, okay. Bleaching, nampak tak, dia boleh bleachkan the color of the potassium manganate. Ini untuk sulfite SO3 2-, okay. So yang penting, teacher ulang, carbonate kita just add acid, dia akan give us carbon dioxide itu to test dengan lime water. Ingat, COVID baru ini, halide test ion, okay, kita add dengan acid nitric dengan silver nitrate, okay, and then kita dapat why COVID U, why which mean white for chloride, COVID for bromide, yellow cream, C to cream lah, COVID to cream, okay, cream for bromide and yellow for iodide. Okay, this is how I remember. So up to you, how you make it more interesting, how you make it more memorizing for you. Okay, alright, so here is some exam tips. Okay, so the ammonia and sodium, as I said just now, it must be added very slowly. Letak sikit-sikit. Okay, starting 1 ml, 2 ml ataupun drop by drop using your pipette. Okay, why? Okay, why? Adding too quickly and the precipitate soluble in excess. Let's say the precipitate is soluble in excess and then you risk of missing your formation of initial precipitate. Kenapa? Maksudnya tiba-tiba terus letak banyak, sepatutnya awak dapat your precipitate, tapi dalam excess precipitate tu soluble. Macam tadi kita dah tengok dah Al-Zincha kan, Al-Zincha white precipitate, lepas tu kalau dekat dalam excess soluble, insoluble. Betul? So macam ni lah, ni Cici kata tadi, kalau kata terus letak banyak dah al dengan zinc, aluminium dengan zinc ni dah soluble. So dah rugilah dekat situ initial precipitate kita. Okay, this is why you put slowly and letak sikit-sikit lah, drop by drop. Okay, and then student kena ingat how you can distinguish colourless and clear. This is the two terms that you have to know. Apa maksud colourless, apa maksud clear? Apa itu colourless? The solution lost their colour, maksudnya initial colour. Okay, macam tadi kita letak phenolphthalein dalam alkali. So pink, kalau asal dia pink sebab apa? Phenolphthalein dalam alkali. And then when we react dengan acid, dia become, bila sampai neutral point yang pertama, dia tukar je colourless, bermaksud itu adalah titration point dah sampai. Okay, dah end, dapat dah kita punya titration point. Okay, so ini bermaksud colourless. Asal ada nampak colour and then it turns no colour, that is mean colourless. But what is meant by clear? Okay, tengok sini apa itu maksud clear? A clear that you can see pass through, such as water, ataupun ada solution yang colour yang awak boleh pass through. Contohnya copper sulfate. Kan kita tahu dia adalah blue solution. Okay, blue solution copper sulfate. Okay, tu sorry kita lupa. Copper to sulfate sayang, tolong add on dekat dalam awak punya nota. Okay, copper to sulfate. So the colour is blue, tapi kalau kita letak dia dalam beaker, the blue tu kita boleh pass through. Kita boleh nampak, oh kawan kita muka dia ada jerawat. Tak adalah. Okay, so that is maksud clear. Okay, tapi bukanlah kata clear tu tak ada colour. Mungkin ada yang ada colour, tapi clear bermaksud kita boleh pass through. Walaupun dia dalam biru tu kita boleh tengok pass through. Itu maksud clear. Okay, so itu you have to like mungkinlah kalau kata keluar exam. Okay, it's just like exam tips. Okay, it's exam tips. Okay, anda ada that? Okay, when it comes to qualitative and organic analysis, remember there is part of test of metal. Ini yang teacher kata, kita kena test metal cation. Tara! We call it as flame test. Tadi kita test anion, positive ion. Then kita test anion, negative ion. Then now we are testing flame test. Apa untuk test flame test ni? Untuk test metal ion. Okay, so here, okay, lithium, when we put the flame test, the color is red. Red. And then sodium is yellow. Potassium is lilac. Okay, macam dekat dalam teacher ni, lilac ni macam purple, light purple Tapi jangan tulis purple tau. Tapi memang kena terms dia in Igcse is lilac. Okay, sebenarnya color dia macam light purple. Okay, tapi kita put the terms because Ig, so we have to be solid and correct in our terms, is lilac. And then calcium is orange red and copper is blue green. Okay, blue green. Alright, so here, okay, so dalam flame test ni, you have to memorize kalau the color of the flame test of the metal ion and how we can do the flame test. Sebenarnya kalau buat dekat makmal is very interesting. Okay, kalau kata ada rezeki nanti saja, okay, buatlah, okay, dekat lab, okay, as your teacher. Okay, so you using, okay, nichrome wire as your metal loop. Okay, so here teacher tunjuk how you can do it in your lab. Okay, so ingat, when we doing it, safety precaution is number one. Safety precaution is number one. Kenapa? Because this is related to the flaming. Okay, so kena hati-hati. Alright, so you have like your loop, metal loop. Okay, metal loop, and then you soalan pernah tanya, why? What is the type of metal loop that you use? Okay, we use nichrome. Okay, nichrome wire. Kenapa? It's not unreactive with the reaction. Okay, nichrome. Okay, nichrome wire. Maksudnya kita loop kita ni macam ni. Tada kan? Tak cantik kan, tak comel. Okay, sebenarnya macam ada loop lah. Tada. Okay, alright. So the metal loop ni, okay, first kita heat it up, kita punya metal loop. Okay, ingat metal loop ni kita buat daripada nichrome. Kenapa kita don't want the nichrome react with other metal lah, sebab kita kan nak test metal kan. Okay, so nichrome ni unreactive with the other metal. Okay, tak react dengan metal yang kita nak test. And then dip with the concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, ni kena hati-hati when we talking about concentrated acid, kena hati-hati. Okay, and then dip the wire yang tadi kita kan dah macam dah dip with the hydrochloric acid, and then dip with the salt. Okay, that's the contoh ni macam warna purple ni. Okay, contoh apa tadi kita kena ingat. Okay, kalau lilac adalah potassium. Let's say this is our potassium salt. Okay, okay, so potassium ion. Okay, kita macam apa? Macam kita apa? Bukan ayak, kita macam kalau apa? Kalau kita nak buat ayam salut tepung tu, kita macam itulah, macam ni cik cakap, macam itulah. Tak adalah dip with the salt lah. Okay, so make sure the metal loop tu, kita punya salt tu is occupied with the metal ion that we want to test. Okay, and then kita just go to our Bunsen burner and then you see the color flame, the flame of color that produce. So if I see here lilac, so lilac is confirmed that dalam tepung tu, tegal tepung, okay, the salt lah, okay, the salt tu, okay, so the lilac of the salt tu, so the color, the flame produce lilac, so confirm dalam teacher punya salt ni adanya potassium ion. Okay, so this is like the flame test. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok soalan. Alright, so again, teacher kata tadi the last one okay, I think this is the last one before kita pergi kepada question. Okay, so test for gases. Alright, so ni yang kita catat tadi, kalau apa kita nak test ammonia, nitrate ion, kan kita letak sodium hydroxide and then kita letak aluminium foil, lepas tu kita warm and then it produce ammonia gas. So ammonia gas ni macam mana kita nak test kehadiran dia? We put damp red litmus paper, it turn blue. Kenapa? Dia alkali, dia bersifat alkaline. Okay, dia bersifat alkaline, which is red litmus paper turns to blue. Itu maksudnya confirm ammonia gas produce. Okay, so itu, and then carbon dioxide tu kita tahulah. Okay, lime water turn milky. Okay, chlorine, okay, is a bleaching litmus paper. It's like bleaching chlorine kan, bleaching agent. Okay, hydrogen pop sound produced when using burning wooden splinter ataupun lighted wooden splinter. Okay, ingat hydrogen pop. Okay, oxygen rekindle ataupun relight. Okay, kalau kita kena tengok kena dua ni lain tau. Lighted wooden splinter, glowing wooden splinter, and it's different use and different dia punya result. Okay, so kalau hydrogen kita guna lighted, pop, padam. Kalau oxygen kita guna bara, glowing, and then dia akan rekindle. Okay, dia akan terbakar. Okay, because apa? We know oxygen support combustion. Okay, and then the last one, sulfur dioxide tadi, untuk yang sulfite tadi, yang tadi kita ada test anion kan, sulfite tu. Okay, so we know that sulfur dioxide ni is a bleaching, okay, bleaching. So acidified potassium manganate will turn from colorless to, from purple to colorless, the bleach, okay, the potassium manganate 7. Ataupun sulfur dioxide ni pun boleh bleach kan, potassium dichromate from orange to green. Okay, so ada dua untuk untuk sulfur dioxide ni ada dua test. Okay, so this is the one that we discussed almost 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay, so overall, okay, so this overall, siapa suka mind map, so it's up to you. Okay, so it's just like just showing. Okay, now this is the most important part, because apa? Inilah yang awak nak masuk perang. Tak lama lagi mock IG after this school holiday. So how we want to see, you can alright, nampak tak? Okay, can you see? Alright, so I'm showing this to you guys. Okay. Tunjuk. Okay, kita nak pergi kepada exercises. So everyone boleh boleh buka kita punya latihan exercises. Okay, boleh? Dah buka kan? Okay, sekejap Teacher close this one. Okay, so alright. Okay, so in your notes, okay, here I have my notes here. Okay, so siapa yang dah download, okay, saya teacher nak ada sedikit pembetulan. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok pembetulan sikit. Okay, minor typo. Okay, alright, so here we already discuss. Okay, so acid, okay, kita discuss making salt, making salt, and then type of oxide. Okay, and then here ni macam special sikit. Siapa dah download notes tu, yang ini tak ada tadi dalam slide teacher. Okay, it's just like to make it more easy for you to memorize, okay, and you know your aim, okay, for preparation of soluble salts, okay. They have like all the reaction there, okay, and then preparation of insoluble salt, and then here I show preparation of silver chloride, okay. So this is a silver chloride. Okay, so see, this is our silver chloride, okay. So we know the silver chloride is cekpah, okay, so it's precipitate insoluble salt. Okay, so it's just like illustration. I make it bigger. Okay, so I make it bigger so that you can see more clearly. Okay, so siapa yang dah download bahan tadi, so you can jot down. Okay, you add on. Okay, so this is okay. Again, tadi kita dah discuss. Alright, so this is for your note. Kenapa? If you terlupa nak jawab, so you can refer back your notes. Okay. So ini jangan risau pula, teacher terangkan yang lithium, sodium, potassium je yang penting je kan. Okay, so ini is just like extra. Okay, extra. Okay, so you can use it. Okay, so extra notes. Okay, extra notes. Alright, so jangan risau pula. Okay. Alright, Tara, we are dealing with the exercises of paper 2. Alright, in acid, base and salt. Okay. They can be in paper 2, paper 4 and paper 6 is a must. Paper 6 is a must, which is salt. Okay, so we look through here. Oh, slide tak gerak. Sorry. Patutlah. Wait. I'm sharing. Sorry. Patut dah. Sorry. Okay, can you see now? Okay, so again tadi, okay, so you have my notes. Okay, so for this one we already discussed. Okay, and then again ni yang teacher kata tadi, okay, preparation of salt, okay, preparation of salt, okay, in more simpler way, so that easy for you to help you to memorizing. Okay, this is preparation using precipitation method. Okay, this is preparation of silver chloride. Ingat, silver chloride cekpah is insoluble salt. Okay. Right, so more visualized for you help to. Okay, and then kita dah discuss test, okay, cation. Alright, sambung sini. Ni yang penting, okay. Semua orang kalau siapa yang dah download, you can jot down, okay, kita tengok. Okay, so question pertama. Okay, so question pertama for exercise in paper 2. Okay, so here we have like 4 aqueous solution, W, X and Y. Okay. Alright, universal indicator added to each solution. Okay, so kita tengok just ni, kita terus tulis apa yang kita tahu. Dekat kita punya nampak je pH ni, pH 7 completely is a neutral. Conteng. Ingat kalau dapat je soalan conteng dekat soalan. Ini STEM, kita panggil STEM of the question. Okay, so kenapa nak conteng? Supaya awak tu tak tersasar pada landasan, supaya awak in the right track. Okay, so pH 9, so I can assume pH 9 is as a weak alkali. Okay, kita conteng. Sebab apa? Baru kita boleh jawab soalan. This is, teacher selalu suka macam tu. Conteng dulu, kita tahu what is our question, baru kita pergi pada question. Okay, kita tahu apa stem yang diberi. Itu kita tahu kita is like a strong acid. Okay, conteng. And then 5 is almost to 7, so we classify is weak acid. Alright, Tara. Now we go to the question. Dia kata universal indicator is added to each of the solution. So you have to know. Bila dapat universal, awak kena tulis. Bukanlah tulis, awak kalau kata awak jenis mudah lupa. Okay, macam teacher dah tua, mudah lupa. So teacher tulis dulu. Kalau dalam neutral warna apa? Dalam base warna apa? Okay, so jap teacher tulis cantik sikit. Okay, so this is neutral. Okay, so remember kalau neutral tadi kita dah tengok dia green color, kan, betul? So green. Lepas tu kalau dalam acid dia warna apa kalau dalam acid? Dia ada 3 color tadi kan? So red, orange and yellow. Kita tulis je red, orange, yellow. Okay, so make it. Okay, teacher nak cepat sebab tu nampak macam buruk sikit. Sorry. And then kalau base, okay, base pula dah. Wait. Okay, dalam alkali or base. Okay, kalau kata dalam base or alkali. Okay, so sini ada greenish blue. Lepas tu kita ada blue, kita ada violet. Okay, alright. So baru kita tengok pada soalan. So kata after adding of the solution with universal indicator, so mana? So W tadi is a neutral, so confirm cari green. Dah dapat dah green. So kalau dah dapat green sebenarnya dapat dah B. Tapi make sure itu kalau nak cepat, okay. Tapi kita kena make sure all the answer are consistent, that one that we understand. Jangan pula teacher dapat green dan teacher B. Itu kalau kata dah memang confirm, yes you can, okay. Tapi as a student, okay, kita kena tengok lah, okay, betul tak apa kefahaman teori yang kita and concept that we learn, okay. So W tu kita tahu tadi adalah weak alkali. So kalau weak alkali, kalau tengok kat sini blue kan, greenish blue atau blue. So maksudnya weak alkali lah, blue. And then kalau Y tu adalah tadi is a strong acid. Strong acid, tengok strong acid, kalau balik acid, the first one is red. So memang betul lah, strong acid dah tu red lah, okay. And Z is our weak acid, okay, weak acid. So kalau weak acid dia dah macam yellow, macam orange atau yellow. Betul, orange atau yellow. Okay, so betul lah, kita nak tick B pun dah lega dah. Okay, so this is, you have to memorize your universal indicator. Alright, next question. Okay, tolong betulkan dekat sini, siapa yang download, sini adalah no reaction, and then dekat B ni adalah nombor the pH is 13. Tolong betulkan saya sebab teacher terlepas pandang. Okay, so I'm so sorry, typo dekat situ. Okay, so tengok soalan ni. Soalan ni sangat best. Okay, so chemical PQR dissolve in water. Okay, and then show some reaction of this solution. So PQR ni adalah dissolving in water. So we doesn't know whether it's acid, neutral or base. Okay, PQR ni. Okay, so dekat sini kita ada solid sodium carbonate. So teacher tulis, teacher conteng. Okay, kita conteng supaya kita tak tersasar pada kita punya landasan. Okay, so we have sodium carbonate, we have ammonium chloride, and we can classify it. Okay, so kalau tengok dekat sini paling senang, tengok the first thing, okay, R, no reaction dengan sodium carbonate, no reaction dengan ammonia chloride. Okay, so ammonia chloride, so we know they are no reaction, so the R is neutral. Okay, so the R is neutral. Obviously, the answer is B. But we must to make sure, okay, adakah betul kita punya kefahaman untuk P and Q. Okay, so P, when the P react with the sodium carbonate, the gas involved. So we can classify, okay, sodium carbonate as our basic oxide. So basic, it can react with acid. It can react with acid. Okay, and then when it react with acid, dia akan produce carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Okay, sebab itu maksudnya carbon dioxide lah produce kat sini. Okay, and then if you see here, ammonium chloride we classify is acidic oxide. Okay, acidic oxide. So kita kan boleh react dengan base ataupun alkali. Okay, we can react with base or alkali, and then dia akan produce, okay, salah, bukan kat sini teacher tulis bila ammonium chloride as acidic oxide, sodium carbonate as and basic oxide. Ingat jangan salah basic oxide, acidic oxide. Acidic oxide can react with alkali and base, and then it produce the gas. Nampak tak sini? Sini tiba-tiba dia kata ada gas involved kan? So the gas produced might be chlorine gas. Okay, so might be chlorine gas. So we can identify the P as acid, the Q as alkali. So kita tengok balik kita punya table. Okay, so tengok P tu kalau acid mesti less than 6. So di sini dia buat 2. So it's consistent what we understand. And then Q, okay, tolong betulkan teacher minta maaf siapa yang dah download awal tu dia ada 1 kan? Tak, sebenarnya dia 13 tertinggal. Okay, sorry Sam. Okay, and then Q is 13. So alkali. So we are consistent. We are in the correct understand with our concept. Okay, so the answer is boy. Alright, so R tu memang obvious lah. Okay, kalau tadi kata teacher nak cepat teacher sebab 45 minutes saja. Yes, you have to be smart. You have to be smart. Even though you have to be smart, tapi mesti make sure your punya answer, maksudnya rentetan answer yang lain tu mesti betul synchronize with your understanding. Alright, pergi kat question bawah which is number 3. Okay, this again, nampak tak? Dekat paper 2 je banyak soalan, okay, berkaitan dengan oxide. Okay, so dia kata 2 element, liquid 20, okay, liquid 20. Okay, the element is shiny, conduct electricity. This is very important. Kenapa? Inilah yang kita kena tahu characteristic. Okay, if I see here the characteristic obviously is a metal. Okay, kenapa metal? Metal is a shiny and then it conduct electricity. Okay, and then this suggests this element is therefore it's oxide. Bermaksud metals react dengan oxygen. So we learn tadi type of oxide. So obviously we can say that metals react dengan oxygen is a basic oxide. Sebab itulah pentingnya, nampak tak? Kita punya kefahaman dengan apa oxide kita, and then we can answer it dalam masa less than 30 seconds. Sebenarnya 5 saat pun dah boleh dah. Okay, so number 1 is metals, and then number 2 is oxide. Apa? Oxide dia adalah basic oxide. Basic oxide. So the answer is B. Okay, alright, next. Tengok, okay, number 4. Okay, 2 oxide X and Y. Okay, separately to dilute acid and dilute sodium hydroxide. Okay, so tengok kat sini. So bermaksud teacher boleh tulis sini X react dengan acid, Y tak boleh. Kita tulis. Kalau kata kita tak suka jenis yang macam ayat-ayat, kita tulis. Kenapa? Dia bantu kita untuk visualize. Okay, and then dia kata Y ni boleh react dengan sodium hydroxide. Kita conteng. So kita buat macam ni. X. Padam. X tak boleh react dengan, dia katakan X tak boleh react dengan sodium hydroxide, which is alkali. Okay, alright. Okay, so sekarang kita nak identify whether X dengan Y ni adalah acidic oxide, basic oxide ataupun metallic oxide. Okay, metallic oxide ni maksudnya the metals lah. Okay, metals. So if you see here X, okay, X react dengan acid. So ingat, kalau boleh react dengan acid, itu adalah basic oxide. Okay, so dekat sini. So ada 2. So sekarang ni kita dah potong A dengan B. This is the technique lah, tips. Okay, supaya awak cepat. So potong A dengan B supaya dia tak jadi pengacau kita. Okay, distractor. Okay, so sekarang kita nak pilih C or D. Okay, so acid react, X boleh react dengan acid, bermaksud dia tu adalah basic oxide. And then we see Y can react dengan alkali. So it must be acidic oxide. Betul, dua-dua pun betul. Y pun acidic oxide. Okay, now hanya tinggal satu. Which one is metallic oxide? So apa itu metallic oxide? Bermaksud metal react dengan oxygen. So if you see X, okay, so X as defined as basic oxide. Again, nampak tak tadi atas kita dah tengok basic oxide, metal react dengan oxygen. Okay, so confirm. Okay, so the X is metallic oxide. So the answer is C. Okay, so kena check. Okay, and then kita remove kita punya distractor. Alright, next. The diagram show one period of the periodic table. Okay, periodic tables. And then 2 elements from acidic oxide again, kan? Okay, 2 elements from the, 2 elements acidic oxide. So ingat apa? Non-metals react dengan oxygens, kan? So non-metals. So which one is non-metals? So lithium bukan, metals, carbon and neon might be, boleh ke carbon and neon? Ataupun carbon, boleh ke neon? Neon is group 18, kan? Unreactive metals. Okay, so jangan keliru ya. Nampak tak? B and C ni. Ini nitrogen, okay? Carbon, nitrogen and neon. So tolong hati-hati. Inilah kita punya distractor. Okay, so the answer is cat C. Okay, jangan pula teacher nak carbon dengan neon kan non-metal. Yes, sayang non-metal. Tapi neon tu you have to make sure. Neon tu is group 18 unreactive metals. Noble gas. Sorry. Okay, alright. Boleh Okay, number 6. Okay, tengok number 6. Okay, number 6. Okay, so here is more interesting part. Okay, dah masuk interesting part. Dia kata ada 2 tests of solid X. Okay, green kalau kata dia letak sodium hydroxide, green precipitate. Acidified silver nitrate. So silver nitrate. Ingat tak tadi? COVID baru ini. So test for halide, group 70 halide ion. Okay, COVID baru ini. So why COVID U? Okay, so this is cream. So this is white. Okay, so yellow. Okay, so this is, itulah kita kata tadi. The part that you remembering, okay, it help you in your examination. Okay, so kalau tengok kat sini, letak je silver nitrate bermaksud acidified. So maksudnya mungkin dia letak acid nitric dululah. Okay. Alright, and then dia ada yellow precipitate again. So again, this is iodide. Tengok siapa iodide. Ni potonglah tali iodide. So kita nak pilih antara B or D. Betul? So kita dah remove kita punya distractor. So we confirm that this is iodide ion. Okay, this iodide ion. Okay, chloride. Okay, and then kalau tengok sini sodium hydroxide ada green precipitate. This is transition metal ion. So kalau green je, it is iron 2. Okay, iron 2. Tada! So the answer is donkey, iron 2. This is how you remember. So dalam 5 second ni boleh jawab. See, I told you. Okay, so when you remember, ni. Okay, tengok pula yang kalau ada flame test. Tada! Again, tadi flame test apa tadi? Kita dah ingat dah tadi kan. So baru je buat nota. So this is K+. Tengok siapa K+ is potassium. Potong. See? So it's help you. Okay? Because apa? Masa sangat suntuk. 45 minit nak jawab 40 soalan. Okay? So kita soalan-soalan yang you can remove the distractor, you remove. Okay? And then you see here acidified silver nitrate again. Silver nitrate lagi. Okay? And then again yellow lagi. So apa tadi? C atas ni. COVID baru ini, why COVID you? So this is yellow, so it's iodide. So the answer is donkey. Okay, the answer is donkey. So iodide ion, this is potassium. So K+ react dengan I-, so you do the cross method. So potassium iodide. Okay, so this is potassium iodide. Alright, next. Ini yang teacher kata tadi, kenapa teacher tekankan juga konsep preparation of salt. Okay, dia punya procedure, dia punya step by step. So tengok pada question ni, dia asking what is the correct step of preparation of pure sample of copper, copper to sulfate crystal from copper oxide react dengan sulfuric acid. So maksudnya kita ada copper oxide react dengan sulfuric acid and then you got your copper sulfate. So ini adalah kita punya salt. Okay, so sorry, kita punya salt lah. Okay, S bukan solid. Okay, salt kita. Okay, so macam mana kita nak buat rentetan yang pertama? So first we have to be soalan pertama kita mesti dissolving lah. Kalau tengok sini pun semua dissolving. Okay, so dissolving. And then bila kita dissolving, kita dah mix dia and then dia akan ada kita kena filter. Kita kena filter to remove any insoluble. Nampak tak ni? Sebab apa? Copper oxide ni dia akan guna yang salt. Okay, solid. Okay, copper oxide ni dia akan guna solid. Okay, so kalau dia guna solid maksudnya kita filter lah untuk remove excess yang residue tu. Okay, excess solid. Okay, copper oxide. And then proses seterusnya adalah sepatutnya proses evaporation. Okay, tak boleh crystallization dulu. Kita kena evaporate dulu sebab kita punya filtrate. Okay, kita punya filtrate. Okay, and then barulah kita masuk kepada proses crystallization. So the answer is donkey. Okay, ini tak boleh lah. Mana boleh terus-terus pergi nak buat crystal, dah dissolving kan, sebab kita adalah ni garam apa? Garam soluble salt. Garam soluble salt, copper sulfate. Okay, pantai cahaya bulan. Pi baca tadi 3 tegur sahaja yang insoluble. Ini copper sulfate adalah soluble salt. S. Okay. Alright, next. Okay. Okay, this again method used to make salt copper sulfate. Okay, so teacher nak, okay, sebab sekarang is already 11:30. Okay, teacher nak pergi more kepada soalan paper 4. So teacher nak awak buat soalan 9 sampailah soalan, so ada 3 je extra. Okay, awak try buat. Okay, and then you can check your answer bila awak dapat skema when you isi link kehadiran. Okay, so I want you to try question number 9, question number 10, question number 11. Okay, so to build up your confidence, oh yes, I can do this question. Now, kita pergi kepada soalan exercises in paper 4. This is very important. Kenapa? Dia akan libatkan banyak kita punya application in our understanding, in our concept. Okay, so first question. Okay, dia kata some salt can be made by titration. Okay, in titration experiment, so 20 cm3 of sodium hydroxide. Teacher suka conteng. Okay, so kita buat macam ni, conteng. So kita ada volume dia 20 cm3 and then it react exactly with the dilute sulfuric acid. So kita buat kat sini sulfuric acid. Kita conteng. Okay, so conteng. So we have the volume here is 25 centimeter cube, and then the molarity is 0.1 molarity, and here it doesn't give us the molarity, so kita buat je macam ni dulu. Okay, so supaya awak nampak. And then baru kita tengok, oh dia bagi kita equation. Sodium hydroxide react dengan sulfuric acid, you got sodium sulfate and then water. And then question number 1. Circle the name, circle. So tolong, kalau kata arahan dia circle, ini adalah command word. Okay, this is command word. Okay, itu arahan, ayat arahan kerja, kata kerja, arahan soalan. So janganlah, teacher saya suka nak underline, boleh teacher? Okay, tak adalah. Okay, tolonglah ikut. Okay, soalan tu nak suruh circle lah. Okay, so circle the type of reaction. So circle. So what is the reaction? Acid react dengan alkali. So we have the neutralization reaction. Circle lah. Teacher, saya suka nak buat kotak-kotak. Teacher, saya suka nak underline. Ikut arahan, command word. We doesn't know our examiner. Kan tiba-tiba examiner tu gaduh dengan bini dia ke laki dia ke, dia tak nak bagi markah, dah kesian awak. So we are sending your punya paper dekat Cambridge. We doesn't know. Okay, lain lah kalau kita teacher awak je yang tolong tanda kan. Okay, alright. So again, ingat, kalau kata nanti mock pun sama, ikut arahan, word command. Anggaplah teacher awak tu Cambridge punya examiner. Okay, alright. So calculate the concentration of aqueous sodium hydroxide. Okay, so again, tada, you must have your calculator. I have my calculator. Okay, calculator is a must in chemistry. Jangan kata at math dia teacher. No, chemistry pun kena ada calculator. Alright, so tengok kat sini, calculate. Okay, when we talking about calculation, kita tak boleh lari pada problem solving mole equation. Okay, mole concept. Okay, mole concept. Okay, kenapa itu mole concept? When we talking about problem solving, kalau teacher suka ingatkan student, kita mesti ada steps. Okay, 5 step. Okay, apa itu 5 step? Yang first, you have to know your equation, and then it must be balanced. So dia dah bagi equation step 1, equation step 2, balance equation is already given to you. So awak dah mudah. Okay, so awak dah mudah. Okay, so this is 5 step. Okay, kita teacher suka panggil dia 5 step. Okay, and then pergi kepada soalan. Dia kata calculate the number of mole of dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, tengok pada kita punya tadi atas sulfuric acid. Okay, teacher kecilkan sikit baru kita nampak. Kita ada volume, kita ada molarity. So this is mole concept dekat liquid. So kalau mole concept of liquid, okay, teacher besarkan balik. Okay, right. So you can see. So how we can use? So number of mole sama dengan molarity time volume divided by 1000. Kenapa divide by 1000? If you see here, nampak tak ni? Okay, molarity tadi is mole per dm cube, but your volume is centimeter cube. So you must make sure when you're using your mole concept in liquid, okay, MV over 1000. Okay, I know you know that MV over 1000. Okay, so MV over 1000. So you just add on. Okay, you just plug in. Okay, the number ni. So molarity is 1 molar cube. The volume is 25 divided by 1000. Your answer is 0.0025 mole. Okay, tolong sayang. Kalau kata awak kira buat jalan kerja, tolong jawapan please write down here. Tempat-tempat yang disediakan ni, tolong tulis jawapan. We doesn't know our examiner. Okay, kadang awak kata okay, teacher tahu, kadang-kadang student okay just buat macam ni je. Dia dah buat jalan kerja dah. Okay, lepas tu dia buat macam ni. Okay, tolong rewrite your answer dekat line yang diberikan. Okay, it's just to make us safe. Okay, so just make to us safe. Okay, sebab apa? Dia dah bagi ruangan jawapan. Okay, so sayang tolong Okay, so the answer is you just use the mole concept MV over 1000. Kenapa MV over 1000? Because it's different centimeter cube and dm cube. The unit is different, so we have to use the MV over 1000 for sulfuric acid. Tara, so you got your number of mole of sulfuric acid. And then soalan seterusnya dia kata determine the number of mole of sodium hydroxide react with dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, so tadi sulfuric acid kita dah dapat sebab kita boleh kira. Nampak tak sini? Sodium hydroxide ni tak ada. Okay, kat sini kita tak ada. Nampak tak? Kita tak ada kat sini. Sodium hydroxide ni kita tak ada. Okay, kita tak ada. So kita kena kira. So dia suruh kira. Okay, so kira. So bila kita dah buat number of mole tadi, kita guna pula konsep ratio of mole. Ingat, sebab itulah kita kena tahu 5 steps tadi. So how we can use the mole of ratio? If you see from the equation, 1 mole of sulfuric acid, okay, react dengan 2 mole of sodium hydroxide. Okay, ini adalah secara teori, stoichiometry teori. But in the experiment, here, the experiment is above here. Kita tak guna pun 1 mole. So kita adalah guna 0.0025 mole of sulfuric acid. So how much of number of mole react with the sodium hydroxide? So it's just like 0.025 divided by 1 times 2. So you got 0.005 mole of sodium hydroxide. Again, bila kata awak buat kat sini, tolong tulis. Tolong dekat ruangan jawapan, tolong tulis. We just want to play safe. Okay, we just want to play safe. Alright, so the answer is, it's just like 2 times of the mole of sulfuric acid. Okay, so dalam eksperimen, so 0.05. Okay, so easy peasy deh. Okay, easy peasy. Alright, and then soalan seterusnya, they ask you about concentration of aqueous sodium hydroxide in mole per dm cube. See, remember. Okay, so macam mana pula kita nak buat kita punya concentration? So again, we put back again for NV over 1000. Okay, NV over 1000. Salah pula ni. Okay, saya check kejap adik. Okay, so kalau kita tahu, okay, so kita terbalikkanlah number of mole times dengan volume divided by, terbalik dah. Sorry. Okay, number of mole times dengan 1000 divided by the volume. Okay, kenapa? Sebab yang ini tadi kita kena tengoklah tadi kita MV over 1000. Okay, so awak arrange balik your punya mole equation. Okay, just sub in. Okay, just substitute. Okay, substitute 0.005 times 1000 divided by the volume. Ingat volume tadi above. Tengok volume tadi berapa? 20. Sodium hydroxide is 20. Okay, so here. Okay, 20. So 20 divided by 20. Ingat calculator dekat sebelah. Okay, and then tekan calculator. Hati-hati. Awak bukan tak pandai, kadang-kadang careless. Okay, calculator tu tekan betul-betul and then recheck. Okay, and then you must got 0.25 mole per dmq. Okay, kalau kata soalan tu tak sediakan unit is a must. Must, right? Unit. Okay, teacher ingatkan unit. Okay, so kalau kata dia dah sediakan, you safe lah. Tapi kalau kata dia tak sediakan, soalan kata calculate the concentration of aqueous hydroxide in mole per dmq. Stop. Dia just bagi underline je. Tolong tulis unit. Okay, mole per dmq. Tolong tulis. And then dia suruh pula calculate the concentration of sodium hydroxide tapi di dalam gram per dmq. So how we can do it? We know that bermaksud, okay, kita tahu tadi, yang ni kita dapat tadi, which is 0.25 mole dissolving, okay, per 1 dm3. Okay, per 1 dm3. So if we want in gram, ini adalah mass. Okay, gram tu kita tahu mass lah. So we have to find the mass of MR. Means MR is for the sodium hydroxide. Okay, MR. Tahu tak MR? Molar mass. So molar mass bermaksud 24 tambah 16 tambah 1 kan? Okay, so you got apa? Dia dapat berapa? 40, betul? Tekan calculator. Okay, so 24 times 16 tambah 1. Okay. So kena tengok pada bukan 24, 23. Okay, dah salah dah. Okay, so make sure you know check your MR, okay, molar mass. Okay, so here we got 40. Okay, so you add on lah. RAM sodium, RAM oxygen, so 23 tambah 16 tambah 1. So 40 So MR kita adalah 40 untuk sodium hydroxide. So how you can do it is just mass. Okay, alright, bermaksud kita tahu equation kita adalah number of mole times molar mass. So number of mole kita ini 0.25 per dm cube. So 35 times dengan 40. Kenapa MR kita 40? Sini lah ni. MR kita adalah 40 kat sini sini 40. So you got 10 gram per dm cube. Okay, 10 gram per dm cube. Okay, alright. So yang ingat, teacher kata tadi mesti tulis dekat dia punya jawapan. Okay, alright. So ingat kenapa gram? Kita nak cari mass. So macam mana nak cari mass? Ingat formula mass, kalau solid, number of mole equals to mass over molar mass. Okay, so molar mass, okay, MR, molar mass lah, MR ataupun MR, okay, MR. Okay, so teacher tu, dia dah teacher MR kan, teacher ni, kejap ni kan, confuse pula korang. Okay, alright, so molar mass, so make sure you know your molar mass of sodium hydroxide, so 23 tambah 16 tambah 1, you got 40, okay, MR. So you know that tadi atas 0.25 mol per dm cube bermaksud 0.25 mol per 1 dm cube. Okay, you just take this is your number of mole. This is your number of mole in 1 per dm cube volume. Okay, and then you just times with your molar mass of sodium hydroxide 40. So you got 10. Alright, settle. Okay, so this is question. Tengok ni, baru ni. February March 2021 variant 42. Variant 42. Alright, next. Okay, so ammonia is a weak base. Okay, explaining the term of weak base again. Ni yang kata kalau kata terms of terms ni. So mesti ingat kalau kata untuk kita as standard supplement. So kita boleh tulis base is proton acceptor. Cukup. So okay, proton acceptor. Okay. Is proton acceptor. Okay, suggest the pH of aqueous ammonia. So kita tahu this is alkali, okay, because it's a base. Okay, so you can put more than mesti lebih pada 7 lah. Okay, so 8 to 11 pun boleh as a pH value. Okay, as a pH value. So kalau kata awak nak buat more than 7 pun, tapi make sure kalau teacher suggest 8 lah, kita start dengan 8. Okay, alright. Okay, next. Next. Okay, so again, how you can test the ammonia gas? Tadi kita dah tengok, okay. Tadi ammonia gas kan? So kita dah tengok ammonia gas. So using moist, okay, red litmus paper, okay, and then dia akan turn red to blue. Okay, ingat kenapa ni? Dia ada dua So kalau test nak guna apa? Kena buat moist red litmus paper, result red to blue. Alright, here. Okay, ni tolong betulkan. Macam tak nampak sangat ni. Saya copy. Okay, ni je. Okay, alright. So ini best juga. Okay, so ammonia react with water to form ion. How does this equation show? And okay, so ni tolong betulkan. Ni sebenarnya NH3 typo. Okay, kecil bawah dia. Okay, behave as a base. So again, is a proton acceptor. Okay, is a proton acceptor. Proton. Tulis je proton acceptor. Dapat markah. So sebab tu dia kata senang je nak buat definition and then you have to know the base. Okay, kalau dia kata acid output lah proton donor. Okay, and then again suggest pH ammonia. Okay, soalan sama. Okay, so soalan sama, so kita boleh letak lah. Okay, 8 to 11. Okay, alright. Describe. Describe what is seen when ammonia is added. Okay, ammonia. So NH3 added with the aqueous copper sulfate until no change. Ini adalah test of cation. Okay, kita mesti tahu kita test cation. Okay, apa cation kita? Ni, copper ion. Okay, apa cation kita? Copper 2+. So how you can do it? You just add a little drop, okay, drop of ammonia. Okay, and blue precipitate. Teacher buat PPT tapi tak, bila dalam exam tolong tulis ejaan penuh. Okay, spell it correctly. Precipitate. Okay, form. Okay, form. And then precipitate. Okay, precipitate. Kalau mesti ingat bila kita test dengan sodium mesti ada drop by drop, lepas tu add excess. Okay, so kalau excess, kalau copper sulfate tadi dia dissolve, precipitate dissolve in excess. Okay, and then deep blue solution form. Okay. Alright. Okay, kita tengok soalan seterusnya. Okay, so here again what type of this reaction? So it's a neutralization reaction. Okay, so neutralization reaction. So apa? Sodium hydroxide react is a strong alkali react dengan sulfuric acid. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this one. So neutralization reaction. Okay, again, ini penting. So tolong mahirkan diri awak, tak boleh lari dalam chemistry untuk buat equation. Okay, so complete the equation. Okay, so sodium hydroxide. So here you can get your sodium sulfate. So ingat mesti betul formula. Okay, and then you got water here. Ta-da! Okay, so H2O, and then you start balancing. Okay, so you start balancing. Okay, ta-da! Alright. And then here, okay, dia kata a student want to some dilute sulfuric acid by titration is found at 25 cm3. Okay, molarity 0.04. React exactly with 20 cm3 of sodium sulfuric acid. Name. Okay, ingat ini command word again. Ingat command word. Jangan lupa command word. Okay, so name kena spell it. Spell it. Wajib. Wajib. So, suitable indicator teacher, saya nak guna metal orange pun boleh. Nak buat phenolphthalein pun boleh. Okay, so anything. Okay, so metal. Okay, salah je. Okay, and then, ataupun or you want phenolphthalein tu. Tapi mesti aja mesti betul lah. Jangan salah sebab kita nak hantar awak punya answer ni dekat Cambridge. Okay, so you can use metal orange or phenolphthalein. It's up to you. Sebab dia kata name a suitable indicator. Alright, again calculation. Okay, teacher nak awak cuba. Okay, sebab tadi kita dah try satu. Okay, I want you sebab the timing is very jealous with us. Okay, teacher nak pergi kepada soalan-soalan yang lebih mencabar. Okay, so sebab tadi teacher dah tunjukkan calculation satu soalan. So I want you for your homework, okay, today after this session, try. Okay, see this one again. Okay, gunakan konsep, you understand your mole concept. Okay, so you calculate the number of mole of sodium hydroxide and then you deduce the number of mole, ratio of mole, and then you calculate the concentration, and then you calculate the concentration of sodium hydroxide. Okay, so you all the best, you have to try. Okay, barulah kita tahu, kita faham ke tak. Alright, this is very interesting question. I like to share with you and discuss with you. Alright, this is showing, okay, insoluble salt made by precipitation reaction. Okay, so they are the table, they give us the table. Okay, so they have the first salt react dengan the second salt. Okay, so this is the reaction. Apa sebenarnya? Okay, so let's say dia kata dia ada cobalt nitrate, dia react dengan sodium iodide, there is no change. Kalau silver nitrate react dengan sodium iodide, yellow precipitate. Lead nitrate react dengan sodium iodide, you got yellow precipitate. Okay, so they give us the table. Now we terus pergi tengok pada question. Okay, kenapa? Sebab kita kena relatekan dengan this table. Alright, all sodium salt are soluble in water. So ini semua salt yang dekat first salt ni adalah soluble in water. Use only result from the table to answer the following question. Okay, so kita nak tengok soalan. Dia kata name an insoluble cobalt salt. So apa maksud insoluble cobalt salt? Kita pergi kepada cobalt. Oh, sini cobalt. Okay, so kalau kata insoluble bermaksud dia ada precipitate. So which of the reaction dengan reaction salt mana yang sodium salt ni yang dia akan hasilkan precipitate? Here. Okay, so it is react dengan sodium carbonate. So kalau kata cobalt nitrate react dengan sodium carbonate, so you got cobalt. So inilah dia. Ini cobalt akan kahwin dengan carbonate. So you got your salt is cobalt carbonate. This is how you tackle this question. Okay? Alright, and then tengok pula yang kedua, dia kata name. Ingat name. This is command word. A je, spell it. Okay, again, spell it, spell it. Okay, cobalt. Okay, so eja kena hati-hati. Okay, so kena tahulah juga ejaan nama awak punya salt. Okay, insoluble yellow lead salt. Okay, kita tengok lead. Siapa yang bagi kita lead? So kita tengok dekat lead nitrate ni, dia react dengan siapa? Dekat sodium salt yang siapa dia bagi kita yellow precipitate? The first one. Okay, teacher tukar color supaya tak confused. Okay, let me change the color. Let me become ni. Alright, so lead nitrate react dengan sodium iodide, so you got yellow precipitate. So what is our salt from? So kita punya lead react dengan anion, which is we form lead iodide. Okay, lead iodide. Okay, write down lead iodide. Alright, and then write the chemical equation for the reaction which silver carbonate is formed. So dia tulis suruh buat kalau kata reaction to make silver carbonate. So silver carbonate, we have here silver carbonate. Okay, so kita tengok sekejap teacher besarkan sikit. Teacher betul-betulkan sikit. Okay, again. Okay, silver carbonate. CO3. Okay, so siapa nak dapatkan silver carbonate? So mesti kita tengok dekat salt silver nitrate. So this is our silver nitrate reaction. GNO3. Okay, nak react dengan siapa? Bagi kita silver carbonate. So mestilah kita react dengan sodium carbonate. So tambah dengan sodium carbonate. CO3. Okay, and then kita buat arrow and then you start balancing. Okay, you start balancing and then you put there. So Ag ada 2. So 2. Okay, 2 Ag nitrate, sodium carbonate. You got silver carbonate, mesti ada byproduct sebab sini kita ada sodium. So byproduct kita adalah sodium nitrate. Tara, okay. So make sure you practice, okay. Chemical equation ni kita kena practice. Nak dapat A star kena practice. Alright, next question. Ni, okay. Sama kalau strong acid, okay. Term strong acid, strongs mean completely dissociate ataupun fully dissociate. Okay, dissociate. Okay, alright. And then acid, apa maksud acid? Ingat, proton donor. So dapat dah. So dapat 2 markah. Alright, so eja mesti betul. Okay, so kalau teacher salah tu betulkan ejaan. Alright, okay. Tengok pula question. It's under 10 minutes. Okay, alright. So question ini, okay, kalau sekali soalan question seterusnya, okay, dalam soalan dalam Oktober November 2019, okay, ada satu question about titration. Dia bagi kita reaction 1, tolong jangan takut. Okay, tolong jangan takut. Okay, dia bagi question 1, dia bagi reaction 2. Okay, kalau tengok dekat sini, reaction itu adalah sodium hydroxide, okay, react dengan sulfuric acid. Dua-dua pun sama. Sodium hydroxide react dengan sulfuric acid. Tapi dia punya produk now is different, sodium sulfate ataupun sodium hydrogen sulfate, and then dia punya equation is different. Okay, so tengok dari segi dia punya stoichiometry of the equation. Okay, so you have to refer this one, and then they're asking you to complete the table below. Okay, to complete the reaction 2. So to complete the reaction 2, you just use the mole concept. Apa itu mole concept? Okay, mole concept tu first awak cari dulu dia punya ratio of mole. Okay, ratio of mole kita hanya tengok fokus kat reaction 2 je. Tak perlu tengok reaction 1. Kita tengok reaction 2. Okay, so reaction 2 you can say that 1 mole of sodium hydroxide, okay, react dengan 1 mole of sulfuric acid. Okay, and then you find the number of mole that used in this experiment. Bermaksud kita hanya boleh tahu number of mole of sodium hydroxide. So you put here, cari dulu number of mole sodium hydroxide. Okay, so cari number of mole sodium hydroxide. So maksudnya number of mole MV over 1000. Okay, so MV over 1000 sama dengan kita masuk sahaja 0.0 tadi apa dia punya molarity dekat atas Okay, so molarity dia dekat atas 0.1. Okay, so cari dulu number of mole of sodium hydroxide. Okay, so 25. Okay, 25. Okay, cari dulu number of mole. So 20. 0.1 times dengan 25 divided by 1000. Okay, and then itu adalah sodium hydroxide. So you got your sodium hydroxide berapa? Awak punya sodium hydroxide, so 0.1 times dengan 25 divided by 1000, you got 0. Sini, kat sini. So dalam eksperimen ini theoretical, ini eksperimen, so 0.00025 mole of sodium hydroxide. Okay, react dengan 1 mole. So berapa kita nak react dengan kalau 1 mole of sulfuric acid? So sebab 1 nisbah 1, tengok ni, 1 nisbah 1. So you got 0.00, betul dah, 0.0, sorry salah ni. Sekejap 0.025. Okay, 0. Jangan salah kalau tulis nanti salah kira. 0.0025 mole of sulfuric acid. Bila kita dah dapat sulfuric acid kita, masukkan dekat kita punya equation MV over 1000 ni, nak kira molarity. So teacher tulis dekat sini tepi ni bawah sini. Okay, so now we know that 0.025 mole of sulfuric acid. So nak masuk pula kita punya nak cari mole. Okay, so maksudnya number of mole times 1000 divided by volume. Sorry, kita nak cari volume. Okay, sorry, salah. Okay, so nak cari volume. Okay, so volume sama dengan number of mole time 1000 divided by the molarity. Okay, so you just add on sini. Molarity kita 0.0025 time 1000 divided by apa? Kita punya molarity kita ni, molarity. This is our molarity of the sulfuric acid, 0.05. Okay, so you got 50 centimeter cube. Okay, so jawapan dekat sini adalah 50 centimeter cube. Okay, you just refer the reaction 2. Tak perlu risau dengan reaction 1. Jangan takut. Okay, so again, it's about relating with the mole concept. Okay, ni test of the flame ni. Okay, teacher sebenarnya nak pergi kepada lagi 5 minit. Okay, sodium. So kalau sodium warna apa? So it's yellow flame. Okay, yellow flame. So ingat flame test untuk sodium hydrogen ion. So dalam ni kita nak test sodium lah. Sebab ingat flame test adalah untuk test metal ion. Test metal ion. Okay. Again, solid copper oxide add to the aqueous sodium hydrogen sulfide, fixture and mix. Okay. So here what happened? So kat sini kita ada copper oxide react dengan sodium hydrogen sulfate. Okay. So you got sepatutnya awak dapat copper sulfate ditambah dengan sodium hydroxide. Okay, so sini kita patut tulis solid dissolve. Okay, sebab copper oxide tu dissolve dengan reaction. Okay, so dissolve. Okay, satu point adalah solid dissolve. Point kedua, so bila dia dissolve dalam aqueous dia dah jadi solution. So awak membentuk blue solution form. Kenapa? Sebab tadi solid react dengan aqueous. So dia dah dissolve. So dia membentuk solution. So kenapa warna blue? Sebab kita ada copper ion. So blue solution form. Okay, so blue solution form. Alright, next test with the sulfate. Okay, sulfate ion ni kita tahu tadi kita guna acid nitric. Ingat kalau nak test sulfate, acid nitric. Tapi yang ni dia kata adding with the barium chloride ataupun barium nitrate. Okay, so barium nitrate. Okay, so state of observation show that sulfate ion is present. So bila kita add tu kita akan dapat white precipitate. Okay, so write an ionic equation. So ingat kalau ionic equation bermaksud dalam equation tu ada ions. Okay, whether it's positive or negative. So kita nak bina reaction kalau sulfate is and then state. Nampak tak ni? State symbol. Maksudnya kita kena tahu whether we make the barium sulfate tu adalah solid form. Okay, solid form. Okay, and then kita nak bina dia punya ionic. So barium 2 plus is aqueous from aqueous solution, and then sulfate tadi is sulfate lah, sulfate SO4 2 minus. Okay, and then mesti ada aqueous. Okay, aqueous. Sekejap teacher betulkan sikit. Macam tak nampak, macam salah ni. Sekarang awak takut awak tertulis salah. Okay, SO4 2 minus. Alright, sekejap. Okay, so awak boleh try untuk another question teacher saja bagi lebih supaya awak boleh cuba dan buat. Okay, and then I want to highlight here paper 6. Okay, paper 6 adalah soalan wajib nombor 3 adalah salt. Okay, again salt. Okay, paper 6. Dalam paper 6 question 3 adalah salt. So kita tengok satu contoh. Okay, this question they said that solid C and D is analyzed, and then dia bagilah dalam table. Okay, heat solid C, place in the test tube, solid C heated gently and strong, and then dia ada kata observation dia adalah steam given out, condensation. Apa kita nampak ni maksudnya dalam tu ada water. Okay, condensation. Apa pembentukan condensation appear at the mouth of the test tube. Okay, so bermaksud dekat sini test tube, tak cantiknya test tube. Okay, so maksudnya dekat the mouth of the test tube tu adanya condensation. Okay, and then the solid remain black, biar. Okay, and then dia kata a few drop of universal indicator were added to the first portion, and then it become orange. So ingat kalau universal indication warna orange itu adalah acidic. Betul tak? Okay, kita conteng sebab kita tahu, kita dah belajar bila kita kata universal indicator bila dia warna orange je, saya highlight kan ni. Okay, kalau dia warna orange bermaksud dia tu adalah acidic. Kita biar je, kita tulis dia macam ni. Okay, supaya and then kita tengok pula test 3. Dia kata spatula measure solid sodium carbonate added to the second portion, gas produced. Okay, so dekat sini dia add yang kita punya salt tadi dengan sodium carbonate and then gas produced. So gas produced ni tengok sini lime water. Okay, lime water milky. So kita tahulah carbon dioxide produced tu. Okay, so suggest pH of solution C. So mana nak tengok kat mana? Okay, so kita tahu tadi bila dekat test tube, dia guna test 2, okay, dia guna the universal indicator, dia become orange. So we know it's acidic. So you can write down whether 4 ke, okay, so 3 ke, okay, so it's up to you, okay. So 3 atau 4 ke 5 pun boleh. So kita mesti tahu it is acidic solution. Acidic solution. Okay, and then identify the gas ni sebab kita tahu gas kita tadi kita test dengan lime water, it become milky. So confirm, identify bermaksud dalam tu ada carbon dioxide. Okay. Okay, so kalau kata ni tulislah carbon dioxide, tapi kalau sini dia tak ada name kan, dia just identify kan. Sorry. So if you like to write down the formula pun boleh, tak ada masalah sebab identify. Okay, identify. The command word is identify. Dia tak kata name. Okay, kalau name wajib A je. Okay, what conclusion can you make from solid C? Nampak ni. So ada 2 markah. Okay, so 2 markah. So first thing kita kena tahu apa satu markah dan markah yang kedua tu nak bagi apa. I'm sorry. Okay, so 1 mark, okay, if you see the first test is about steam, okay, when dia kata half of solid C placed in a test tube and then solid tu kita heat, dia ada bagi steam given off and then condensation. So we know that this salt is hydrated. Satu markah adalah daripada test yang pertama. So we have to say that the salt C is hydrated salt. Okay, apa itu hydrated? Maksudnya dia contain water. Okay, hydrated dia contain water. Sebab tu dia keluarkan steam, dia ada condensation. And then satu markah lagi, you can say that this salt is an acid. Okay, is an acid which is contain hydrogen ion. Kenapa hydrogen ion? Tadi sebab kita test dengan universal indicator. Dia become orange. Alright, so dapatlah 2 markah tadi. Kenapa dia bagi 2 markah? Conclusion. Okay, so mesti berdasarkan table. Ini dalam paper 6. Okay, soalan wajib question 3. Soalan wajib question 3. Okay, and then disambung lagi dia kata solid D is calcium chloride. Okay, calcium chloride. So kita tahu bila kita conteng. Macam ni. Supaya kita apa? Kita nak nampak, kita nak bantu, kita nak jawab soalan. And then dia kata complete the expected observation. Solid D dissolve in water to form solution D. Okay, solution D divided into 4. Okay, bla bla bla. Okay, tengok yang pertama. A few drop of sodium hydroxide. Kita nampak je sodium hydroxide bermaksud ini adalah test cation. Betul? So dalam cation kita ada cation siapa? Cation kita ada cation calcium 2+. So kita tengok dekat sini how we can answer this one. Ingat sodium hydroxide tadi, yang tadi dah al-zangcha. Okay, al-zingcha tu kan? Ingat tak? Al-zingcha. So kita ingat ketiga-tiga ni mesti kalau kita letak je sodium hydroxide white precipitate form. Sebab itulah kita kena ingat al-zingcha, kita letak je sedikit dulu sodium hydroxide, ketiga pun akan dapat white precipitate. So a few drops, nampak tu? A few drops. So first observation is what? Precipitate. Tada! So when you remember, kill it. You can kill it the question. Alright, and then soalan seterusnya memang dia akan tanya excess. Ingat tak al-zingcha kalau excess tadi, kalau saya cuba sini lah, excess. Okay, tadi sini drop. So soluble, insoluble. Betul tak? Setuju tak? Insoluble. So kalau insoluble, you can say that does not dissolve in excess. Tada! Dapat markah. Sebab apa? Kita dah ingat dah al-zingcha, soluble, insoluble kalau dalam excess. Okay, tiga-tiga ni adalah white precipitate. Sama nanti kalau kata tadi kan kita dah revise kan. Okay, itu macam mana teacher ingat. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, kalau let's say you have more cara yang boleh ingat, is up to you. Okay, so it's very important you remember. Itu yang penting. Dan dia kata aqueous aqueous ammonia, NH3, drop by drop, excess. Okay, so maksudnya tadi kita kena ingat dah zinc char dekat bawah. So kalau ammonia tadi, there is no precipitate. Ingat tak tadi teacher tulis no precipitate ataupun no change. So you can say that here, you can say kalau kata sebab dia 2 markah, nampak tak 2 markah? So kita kena cerita drop dulu and then in excess. Okay, so kita tahu drop and drop tadi no precipitate form, okay, ataupun nak kata no remain colourless pun boleh. Tapi kalau kata untuk drop by drop, okay, drop no precipitate form ataupun no change, okay, no remain colourless pun boleh. Lepas tu kalau in excess, okay, kalau tadi kita nampak tadi dia kata in excess slightly precipitate, okay, slightly, teacher betulkan. Teacher mungkin kena ambil sikit lagi. Slightly precipitate, okay, white precipitate, okay, and then dilute nitric acid, ingat nitric acid plus dengan silver nitrate, okay, silver nitrate, okay, and then the third portion ingat kalau ini, inilah ni, apa? COVID baru ini, okay, kita punya test halide ion, okay, test halide ion, okay, so kat sini kita ada why COVID U, okay, so this is cream, this is white, this is yellow, okay, so ingat kalau kata kita ada apa, kita punya anion, tadi tengok chloride, betul, chloride, so COVID lah, si COVID ni, so kalau COVID Cl ion, so this is white, so white, okay, white, okay, white precipitate. Okay, and then dia kata add dilute nitric acid, a few drop of barium nitrate. So kalau barium nitrate tadi itu adalah untuk test sulfate ion. Dalam ni ada sulfate ion ke sayang? Tak ada kan? So there is, tak ada kan sulfate ion sebab kita ada calcium chloride saja. So ini ingat, nitric acid kalau add dengan barium nitrate ini adalah untuk test sulfate ion. So tak ada sulfate ion, so kita tulis no change je ataupun remain colourless. Alright, so okay, so here again, okay, so dalam soalan salt juga, so ada untuk procedure. Ingat kalau procedure kita kena explain dari segi how you do it, okay, dari segi procedure mesti ada kita punya apparatus, mesti ada okay, mesti ada apparatus and material, okay, so just like give me like 5 minutes, okay, we can habiskan sikit ni, okay, so sodium, okay, so they ask you to have how you can calculate the mass of silica, okay, the mass of silica, and here it give you the silica is insoluble in water, so we can say that this we can collect by, okay, collect the residue from the filter, okay, so we weight the toothpaste, okay, first we weight the toothpaste, okay, the toothpaste, okay, toothpaste, and then you add dilute hydrochloric acid, okay, sebab apa? Sebab dia kata yang lain ni sodium fluoride, calcium carbonate, mean flavoring ni adalah soluble in water. Okay, maksudnya kalau kita reactkan dia dengan acid, so calcium carbonate can react with acid, okay, to form soluble salt. Okay, so inilah kenapa kita addkan dia dengan dilute hydrochloric acid, and then add hydrochloric acid tadi, add acid in excess, okay, excess until no more fizzing, maksudnya sampailah there is no reaction, okay, and then okay, last one, lepas tu kita dah dapat tadi, kita tahu silika tadi insoluble kan, insoluble, so silika tu dia akan jadi residue lah, precipitate, so kita filter, okay, filter, okay, the mixture, okay, the solution, the mixture tadi, and then kita wash the residue, okay, sebab apa, silika tadi lah, this is our silika, okay, so dekat sini tadi patutnya kita dapat kita punya silika, okay, sini silika kita, sebab apa, silika is not soluble in water, okay, with distilled water, okay, with distilled water, okay, sikit lagi nak habis, water, okay, tulisan dah teruk dah ni, wah, okay, and then you dry it, okay, lepas tu ingat soalan ni kata include, in your answer include percentage of mass of silica, so ayat yang bawah tu awak tulis to obtain percentage of mass. Okay, sekejap. Okay, nak habis dah. Percentage of mass of silica. Okay, and then sama dengan, macam mana cara dia? Sama dengan mass of residue. Kan residue tadi tu silica lah yang dekat kita punya filter paper tadi, divided by the initial mass of the toothpaste times dengan 100%. Tara, ni kena include, okay? Barulah dapat 6 markah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Tara, okay? Alright, so I think we access 10 minutes, okay? I access 10 minutes. So I wish you all the best in your mock IG after school holiday and your IGCSE in October. I'm so sorry taking your extra 10 minutes. I'm so sorry if all my explanation is quite fast, okay? Tersalah ke tadi, okay? Tersalah sebut, okay? I'm so sorry. But hopefully all the discussion today help you up, okay? In your killing the question for acid-base, terutamanya soalan salt, okay? Do not scared, okay? It's just like you have the courage, you have your confidence, memorize. That is the important key. And the most important thing, like Langkawi student, do a lot of exercises. Buat beribu-ribu kali pasir. Okay, and then you can see the trend there. Alright, so I wish you all the best, all my students. Thank you for having me today. So I return back to my lovely MC. Okay.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Banyak ilmu dan tips yang telah dikongsikan oleh Cikgu Nur Azieda sepanjang 2 jam kita bersama pada hari ini. Moga penerangan Cikgu Nur Azieda yang penuh ceria, penuh bersemangat untuk anak-anak pelajar. Semua ini kita buat untuk membantu pelajar-pelajar kita dalam mengukuhkan kefahaman ilmu kimia, terutamanya untuk topik acid, bases and salt pada hari ini. Juga sebagai persediaan kita untuk menghadapi mock IGCSE dan IGCSE 2021 kelak, insyaAllah. Semoga majlis ilmu kita ini diberkati oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Sebelum majlis bersurai, sukalah saya untuk mengingatkan kepada semua pelajar untuk mengisi link kehadiran dengan mengimbas QR code yang dipaparkan pada skrin. Link kehadiran ini juga akan dikongsi di ruangan Q&A dan akan dibuka sehingga jam 1 tengah hari ini. Dengan mengisi borang kehadiran, para pelajar akan mendapat pautan link bagi skema jawapan kepada latihan dalam webinar ini. Sebelum majlis mengundur diri, kita tutup majlis kita dengan tasbih kafarah dan surah Al-As. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan semoga kita berjumpa lagi untuk slot akan datang, insyaAllah.